Hello there. Welcome into this course in which I'm going to show you how you can create a money-making blog around the topic of cryptocurrency. As you can see over here, this is what the blog is going to look like. It's pretty amazing. We have some pretty amazing features over here. And most importantly, you have ads all across the website. And that's how you make money. Now, the point here is, do you really need to write all of this by yourself? Because there used to be a time in the past where you needed to find somebody to write the content for you, or you had to write the entire content yourself. Now in 2023, that's no longer needed because now with the advent of ChatGPT, I can show you how you can write highly optimized SEO blog posts and articles without having any knowledge. First, not even knowledge about SEO, right? So I can show you to become an SEO expert in a matter of half an hour. And at the same time, you can become a content creator expert using ChatGPT because it will create all the content for you. And so the thing here, or this business model, is based around finding what's trending in the world of cryptocurrency and then creating blog posts and articles about it, posting it on your website and monetizing that through advertising. Now, I know that the topic of advertising is a little bit too vague for people. Many people consider advertising to be, what are you talking about? How do we advertise? Who do we get to advertise on our website? How do we make money off of this thing? And so I'll show you how you can join some affiliate programs, and I'll show you some examples on how I placed these banners all across my website. And basically the principle is the same, right? It depends on your affiliate website. Now, me, because I'm affiliated with many of these hosting brands and many of these software brands, they give me their assets. They give me assets such as these ones, which is basically this one is considered an asset, and that's a banner. And they give me the code, they give me images of it, and I can actually integrate it on my website. And I can show you how to do the same. Now, the website is pretty good. You can already see that for yourself. It's pretty stunning. People can come in here. Maybe we can work a little bit on the titles because they're not really, especially for these imagery here or these images, not really that clear. Maybe you can work on making them clearer. But apart from that, I think we've done a pretty good job of creating a very good website. Now over here, you can see that there's a subscribe form. So a lot of people actually think, well, subscriptions, why should we collect newsletters? And it turns out that when someone visits your website, especially if that person read a lot of your content or at least one of your blogs, then it's only optimal to collect that person's email address, because later on, what a newsletter, what email address can enable you to do is you can basically get back in touch with that person and send them your new blog post, to send them back to your website. And that will consist of a large portion of your traffic, believe me. And so a lot of people are actually not making money from the audiences that come through every day, but mostly from their retained audiences, right? So if you're attempting to create a brand around cryptocurrency, then you need to have people subscribe to your newsletters, not only to come back and read your blog. Maybe later on you can sell them something else. You can create an ebook or something and sell it to them. It will enable you to sell them your courses if you're going to create courses about cryptocurrency. So there's a lot of ways that you can monetize the traffic that you own, according to Russell Brunson in his book .com Secrets, which, by the way, is a terrific book that I highly recommend you go and read. So right now that we've spoken entirely about what this experience is going to be about, let me go and take you through a walkthrough. So here you can see we have a magnificent header with the ad inside of the header, and I can show you how to achieve that. Over here we have this menu, which is pretty awesome, with these categories. Of course, we're gonna have a category around Bitcoin, Ethereum, market, blockchain, business, and some guides, and of course a page where people can find us and contact us in. Here there's a search bar in which people can search for something, for a specific topic on your website. Here we have what we call the hero blog posts. And if I scroll down here, there are some press releases, editor's choice, and at any point in time, people can click and they can basically read your content. Now, as for the images, I got them off of Canva, but I can show you that you can get the images from websites like Pixabay, like Unsplash. We'll talk about that later. Now, over here, if, for example, let's say I click on this Bitcoin signal or Bitcoin blog, Now, if I enter inside of this, you can see that there is a blog here. On the side, we have some related blogs, and you can read this. And most importantly, you can see how many people have shared this, how many people have viewed this. Of course, these are fake numbers. And by the way, I can even show you how to modify these numbers on here, how to make them the way you want them to be. So if you want this blog post to be seen by 10,000 people, I can show you how to do that. And here, people have the ability to share this on Twitter. They can share it on Facebook. They can even click here to activate more social networks where they can go and share your blog post. Now, what this will do is it will increase exposure to your blog post, because when you have shares, that's how you get most of the traffic, right? So if you get 100 shares, trust me, you're going to get a lot of traffic, because those people that will share your stuff on Facebook or LinkedIn, which is basically more professional, or on Twitter, some people are going to read what their friends and what their relations have shared, and they might be interested to, click and basically go and find out what they're doing, because you have that curiosity effect. Someone on your Facebook has posted something, and so you're like, what did they post? Let me go and see. That curiosity effect really will help you boost your conversion rates and your sessions on your website. So here, if I scroll down, you can see that we have an ad integrated inside of the blog post. Here inside of the blog post as well, we have some related articles, and this is a very interesting feature, especially for people who would like to read about more stuff. So I can even show you how to show them even up to six related articles or more. And this is, like I said, is very interesting, because some people like to read all kinds of stuff regarding the same topic. And here, if I continue scrolling down, you can see an ad again integrated inside of that blog post, and an image. And then over here, a quote, and then some text. And then if I scroll down over here to the bottom of this page, you can see some tags. You can also see the same functionality at the top, which is enabling people to share this stuff, and an ad, right? Now, you might be wondering, what will happen if we click on this ad? Well, if we click on this ad, it will open up, right? If I click, for instance, on this ad, it will take me to this website. And what will happen is, if people purchase something here, if they purchase a hosting through this particular website in the cookie duration period, because as an affiliate, there is something called the cookie duration. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but there's something called the cookie duration. And the cookie duration is basically the period in which you can make money if people will purchase during that period. So if the cookie duration for a program is 30 days, if someone clicks on your link and then goes on in those 30 days to purchase that program or that product, you make a commission, depending, of course, on the affiliate disclosure on of course, how they're going to pay you. And so here, if we scroll down, you can see more related posts, which is very interesting. We can see some ads here. There's an ad. And if I scroll down, there's more content to come, right? So that's the beautiful thing about this theme, is that content can, keep flowing. If as long as there is content on your website, people can still scroll down, and they have an eternity of blog posts to read. Now, if I go, let me try to go down to show you the footer here. Now, the footer itself is not really complicated. Well, I think I'm going to have to go to the home page. Now, you can click any time on the logo here, and you'll go back to the home page. And of course, from there, let me show you the footer. Now, the footer is very simple. We're going to create something even better than this. Trust me on that. And we're going to try to go for something even better than this website, right? And it's not going to take us so much time. So it's an easy process, actually. I can show it to you. And by the way, people can actually follow you on social media. So for instance, here I'm showing that I have 648 followers. Well, in other words, I'm not really. And here, if they want to follow you on Facebook, they can click this Facebook icon or Twitter icon or LinkedIn icon, and they can follow you. If they want to subscribe to your newsletters, they can click the newsletters, or they can scroll down over here and basically just enter their email address and a bunch of other stuff. And basically, that's how you get their emails. Now, let's get right to it, and let me show you the two only things in the world. I mean, I don't care what anyone will tell you, but I'm going to show you the two only things in the world that you'll need to build a website. You'll not need anything else. Trust me on that. There are only two things you'll ever need to create a website. The first one is domain, right? You might have heard of domain. I'm pretty sure you know what a domain is. So for instance, cryptocoin.com. If I mention cryptocoin.com, then the domain name here is cryptocoin. Of course, .com is an extension. There are multiple extensions out there depending on what extension you want to choose. Some people like to choose .eu, .uk, .us. So there are a lot of extensions that you can use. .net, .org, a bunch of extensions. And of course, a domain is your brand, right? So a domain is how people are going to recognize you. And usually it should match the logo. So here, for instance, my logo name here is CryptoCoin Blog. And so it would only be great if I named my website cryptocoinblog.com. That is a better way for people to basically just recognize or be reminded of me, right? Now, you need to make sure that your brand sticks. When I always talk about this when I was a kid, I used to play all kinds of websites, and there was a website that was very famous to me, which is Cartoon Network. I still remember the name of the website till today. The reason being is because simply the name was so simple that I remembered it. And so make your website name something that people can remember. Now, the second thing you need apart from a domain is hosting, right? Now, hosting is, of course, the most important because if you want people to access your website all around the world, then you need to host your website somewhere. And there are a lot of companies out there, and the company that we're going to go for is Hostinger. The reason why is because it offers a lot of things, which we're going to discuss earlier. And another thing here is because it gives me access to a free domain. Plus, if you apply my coupon code, you'll get an extra 10% off on the hosting. So that's a deal there, right? And of course, the free domain is also a good deal, right? You're getting a free domain. Many hosting providers don't even offer you that. And many hosting providers are actually not the same price as Hostinger, let alone not the same quality. So right now, let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here by comparing why Hostinger versus a company, for example, like Bluehost, which is also a good hosting provider. I'm not hitting on Bluehost, but I'm just saying that if you compare the both packages, generally speaking, I'll assume that most of you will go for Hostinger, and that's why I think I got to do some work here to show you why I personally choose Hostinger to host my websites. All right, so let's compare the Hostinger package with the Bluehost package. So for instance, here, if I scroll down, now we have 3 Hostinger options. Now, the first option here is the single web hosting. And basically this one here, you get it for $1.99 per month. Of course, you can apply my coupon code and you'll get it for less. But the point here is that I don't want you to go for this particular plan here because you'll only get one website, right? So you can only host one website, and you have 50 gigabytes of SSD storage, which is lower than the other plan here, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. And you don't get unlimited bandwidth, and you don't get a free domain. Now here, with this particular plan, which is the premium web hosting plan of Hostinger, you'll get it for $2.69 per month if you apply my coupon code Passive Income Gen Z. And besides, if I scroll down here, you have access to build or put even 100 websites. All right, so you can host even up to 100 websites on the same hosting program. You have access to 100 gigabytes of SSD storage. And for instance, to explain what is SSD storage, now this website over here that we have around the topic of cryptocurrency, it doesn't exceed 200 megabytes, right? And so here they're offering you 100 gigabytes of SSD storage, so you can imagine just how much you can store on this hosting. Unlimited bandwidth, which is unusual for most hosting providers, because let me tell you, for example, here, if I take you to Bluehost, right, for comparison, let's go to pricing and plans of the Bluehost hosting plan. Let me click just the hosting plan here. And so here, you start the basic plan with $2.95. The basic plan, I highly recommend you not to have it because it's just not really great. And let's say that we compare the Choice Plus plan, because here we have the Hostinger Premium Web Hosting, and here this is called the Choice Plus. Now, there's something that all Bluehost hosting plans share in common, and is that they limit the number of visits that you can have per month. Now, you can have as many visits as you want, but at a point when you exceed a level or a number of visits, your website will go slower and people will have a poor experience, right? Now here, for this particular basic plan, they're telling you to not exceed 15,000 visitors per month. If your traffic does not exceed 15,000 visitors per month, then it's okay for you to get the basic plan. That's according to them. Now here with the plus plan, they're telling you that it doesn't have to exceed 50,000. And if you want, you have to upgrade to the Choice Plus, which of course will give you access to 200,000 or less, approximately 200,000 or less. And you can see here that you have to pay the more traffic you have. Now here with Hostinger, you don't, because Hostinger offers you unlimited bandwidth, right? So you can get as much traffic as possible. They don't put a limit on that, and they work accordingly. Now here, the SSD storage, you notice that for the Choice Plus, you only get 40 gigabytes. And if you want to get 100 gigabytes like in here, you have to go for the Pro plan, which is basically a lot more expensive than the other plans here, and even a lot more expensive. I could say about 6 times more expensive than the Hostinger price. If you, of course, get it through my coupon code, which will enable you to get the hosting for $2.69 per month. Now here, you're getting a free domain, you're getting unlimited SSL, but most importantly, all of this stuff that you're getting here is included in the package. So you'll pay $269 and you'll get everything they're mentioning here. Now, as opposed to Bluehost here, it's true that they're telling you you can get a free SSL, you can get all of that stuff. But let's, for example, select the Choice Plus plan, and let me show you one thing here. Now, I'm going to select the Choice Plus plan and pretend that I'm going to purchase here. And let me scroll down here. I'll create my domain later. Let me just show you the costs that are associated with this. Now, if I scroll down over here, you can see that you have to pay for some package extras. All right. Now, if you want the domain SSL, well, let's click on it for them to calculate the price. And trust me, the price is going to be a lot more expensive than the price you'll pay for a 12 months plan using Hostinger. All right, so price calculated here, and you can see that they will charge you $141 for 12 months plan, as opposed to Hostinger. If I go, for example, and add this to cart, it's going to be a lot cheaper. Now, $141 here. Let's do an experiment for 1 second. Let's pretend for a second that we're gonna get the 48th month plan of Hostinger. Now, 48 months. Trust me, 48 months. Here it's 12 months, so it's 4 times the months, right? So it's 4 times the hosting. Now, for 4 times the months, you're getting this at $143, which is approximately same as 12 months only with Bluehost. So you're getting 4 times more hosting for the same price. And if you use my coupon code here, if you click have a coupon code, my coupon code is passive income Gen Z. Now, if I apply the coupon code, notice what's going to happen. Of course, there's a 10% cut. Now, you're going to get this at $129. Now, let's do the experiment the other way around. Let's go for 36-month plan, right? 36 months. Now, here, Bluehost does not offer more than 36 months. Let's go for 36 months and see for a second here. How much are we going to pay for 36 months? We're going to pay $344. So for the same plan here, now not the same plan, but 48 months, you're still paying less. And so this is a good deal, right? So in my case, I'm just going to go with this particular plan over here. My coupon code is still applied. You notice that now the price has changed from 2.69 to 2.99, I'm sorry, to 2.69. My coupon code is still applied. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and purchase this using PayPal. All right, so right now we've actually paid for the hosting. I'm here in the H panel, Hostinger panel. That's how it is known. Now, basically, if you're going to purchase hosting through Bluehost or GoDaddy or one of those, then their panel is known as the C panel, right? Because Hostinger is the only company with what we call the H panel. So they've actually created their own panel here. Now, I'm going to click on claim my free domain to claim my prize. So let's go ahead and claim our prize over here because it was promised that we're going to get a free domain, right? Now here, the website that we built or that I built, according to this logo, is Crypto Coin Blog. And so in other words, here as well, I'm going to name it Crypto Coin Blog, right? I'm going to leave the .com, and hopefully this wasn't taken. So let's check for availability here. All right, well, it wasn't taken at all. But let's try something else. I just want to try something else out of curiosity here. Let's try CryptoCoin.com. Pretty sure this was taken, right? You can see that it was taken, right? So, yep, it was taken. And that means that the crypto related domains are really taken by people. So let's check the availability for Crypto Coin Blog. Right, it just was now. All right, let's cancel. Let's go back again. Crypto Coin Blog. Check. Now it's available. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and claim the domain here. It's for free. Now the domain is worth $13.99 and we got it for free. So that's a treat. Trust me. $13.99. How many people are going to give you that for free? Now, normally with other hosts, you're going to have to go and purchase it yourself. Now, let's click on continue. Right. So domains can go anywhere from $8 to basically more, to thousands of dollars. Now here they're saying that my domain is pending verification and that they've sent me an email. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and verify my domain with using the email that they have sent me. And if you got this message, then you should go ahead and verify your email, your domain. Basically, you're going to find an email that they've just sent it to you right now using the email that you used to purchase. And sometimes they won't even tell you this. Sometimes they won't tell you that your domain is pending verification. So you don't need to check an email or anything. And you will know this by coming in here. And when you check email verification status, if you find that it is active, well, there's no reason for you to check for anything. Well, in my case, here's the email, so I'm going to click on it. All right, and so I'm just going to scroll down over here. Now they're telling me that I need to click on this link. All right, so I'm just going to open it and verify my account. All right, so here my email was verified successfully. Let me go back over here and refresh this website. Hopefully this will be verified, right? Naturally it should be, but let's just check the things out. Right, so here it is still pending for some reason. Let me go back here. Right, so here it says that my email is verified, but for some reason, I think I still need to do something else. Right. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time for it to propagate. Let me just refresh back again here. All right, so right now my domain was enabled. Okay, so here for the auto renewal, I can see that it is enabled for most domains that I have over here. So I'm going to go to this particular domain. I'm going to scroll down here, and just for the auto renewal, I'm going to disable it because I don't want to purchase this domain next year, or at least I don't know now. But maybe next year I'm going to purchase it myself, so I don't need. Right. So here I'm. All right. So I'm going to just renew or disable renewal for all of this. Right, domains. Okay, and so right now let me go ahead to click here on websites to check my websites and finally click home. And let's set up WordPress, right? Click on setup, start now. Now here, click on create a new website. Select WordPress. Now here, give yourself a password. Now the password that I generally use is the same one that I use to access my H panel. And so I recommend you to do the same thing. Once you've done that, click continue. Now over here, they're going to prompt you to basically download some plugins, but no, right? Just scroll down and click skip, because as for the plugins, we're going to install the plugins by ourselves. Now here, they're going to prompt you to install some themes, right? Now for the theme, we know what kind of theme we're going to be using, so we don't really care about this. Just click skip. I don't need a template. And here, select your domain name. Now, in case you have an existing domain name, let me explain this to you in the easiest way possible. Sometimes you might have purchased the domain through GoDaddy or through a third-party hosting provider. So normally, what you should do is, if you have the domain, if you don't want it to go to waste, you could come to here and click on use an existing domain and point that domain's name servers to the name servers of Hostinger. Of course, they're going to guide you through it. So there's a blog here on Hostinger, and there's even a guide, and you can even contact the support team by using the chat. And you can chat with them and interact on how you can migrate your domain, right, from wherever it is hosted to Hostinger. Now here, I'm going to click select. Now, I don't absolutely recommend you to change the server location, right? Don't change the server location. Keep it as it is, because that's what I would do. But it doesn't mean that you can't, because you can absolutely change your server location to whatever you'd like. But just don't do it. Click on Finish Setup. And so here we are. The WordPress is getting installed on our website, and that's it. So once that everything is 100%, we're going to get to our dashboard, and we're going to walk through. First thing is the Gutenberg editor, right? I'm going to show you and walk you through how to use the Gutenberg editor, because that's an exemplary, and most of all, you're going to be using it for a lot. So you need to really understand what's going on, and I'm going to teach you that. All right, so once WordPress is installed, you can actually click Edit Website from here. And right now we'll be logged in a minute to the WordPress dashboard. Now right here, we got to do this step to check. All right, so here telling me that the page was lost. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go back, click Edit again. Let me just refresh this. All right, so now I have access to the page. Now, sometimes they might have some errors, or it might be a glitch or some small problem, but you can go work yourself around it, or work the problem by simply going back or just clicking again or something like that, or refreshing the page. Now, here we are on the Gutenberg editor. And so now I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about the Gutenberg editor. So first thing is first, let's start with this. Every post has what we call a title, post title. And usually the post title is an H1. H1 is an abbreviation for heading number 1. Now there are headings from H1 to H6. And most of these headings are generally used in certain frequencies. So for the H1 heading, it can only be used for the title and should only be used once. Okay? Now, as for the other headings, heading number 2, you can use it from 2 to 3 times in a post. As for heading number 3, you can use it from 3 to 5 times. Now remember, these are just my recommendations. Other SEOs are going to recommend the different things, but in my case, this is what worked for me, and so I'm just recommending this to you. Now here, it's 2 to 4 times, and H5 is, right, I generally tend to not use this more than 2 times. And for H6, I generally use the heading number 6 for the conclusion and FAQ, frequently asked questions part of the blog. Now, right here, for example, let's say you want to add a title to your post. You can come in here. Instead of this hello world, you can say this is a title of a blog post. And so this is your title. This is an H1. Now over here, you notice on the down below, you see this plus button, but you also see this other plus button over here, which can enable you to add blocks. Right, so for example, if I click the plus button over here, I have multiple options. I can add a paragraph, I can add an image, I can add a heading, I can add a gallery, a list, a quote, but I can add more than that actually. And that is simply by clicking here on Browse All. And you can see this opened up, a lot of options. Now here, once you click away, you'll notice something like this. You'll notice something to the effect of losing the right sidebar. Now you can get it back by clicking here on this icon, and now we got it back. Now supposing, for example, you want to add you want to add a block, you can also do it from here, except for if you click on this plus button from this side, this time you'll have more access to more blocks. Now here we have the paragraph, heading, list, quote, and some other stuff. Now here we are using what we call the Gutenberg editor. In the past, there was an editor that was the editor by default. Today, the editor by default is Gutenberg, okay? But that wasn't always the case. There was an editor that people used to use and actually they love, and that is called the classic editor. And in a funny way, Gutenberg actually has a block named classic. Now, if you click here, what this will do is it will open up the classic editor inside of the Gutenberg editor, okay? So if you want to use the classic editor, you can do it. I'm just going to click on remove. Now over here, let me go ahead and add my first heading. Now, in fact, we already have a heading, but that's the title. Now let's go ahead here and add heading number 2, for example. Now I'm going to click the plus button, click on heading, and over here automatically the heading will be set to H2. Now you can change the heading to whatever you'd like. You can change it to H3. You can change it to H4. You can change it to H6. You can get it back to H2. In this case, I'm going to get it back. Well, okay, I'm going to have to click here. All right. So now it is back. And you can give it a title. I'm going to say this is a heading 2. And you can actually add another heading by clicking here. Go again, click heading. This time, let's make this one H3. And let's say this is a heading 3. Now you can add paragraphs, right? So for instance, if I click the plus button over here, we have this paragraph. I can click on paragraph and I can write, this is a paragraph. Now, usually the structure is like this. It's a heading, then underneath the heading, there is a paragraph and an image or a video or a tweet or an Instagram post or a Facebook image, whatever you want to do. But a heading generally is followed by a paragraph. Now, in the case below, or in the case of this paragraph here, let's say you want to change the paragraph from paragraph to heading. You can do that by clicking on the paragraph here, come here, click heading. And so right now this paragraph is no longer a paragraph, it's now a heading. And you can control which heading number you want it to be. So I'm going to make it heading number 3. Now let's say, for example, you want to change this heading back to paragraph. You need to click on the heading. You can click here, change it back to paragraph. Now it is back to paragraph. Now another thing you need to know about text is that you can control the background of the text. So for example, if I clicked on this heading, on the right hand side, notice we have color, text, background, link, as well as typography, appearance, letter case. We'll experiment with all of this. Now over here, if I click, for example, on the background, I can change this background to whatever I like. I can make it, let's say, green, right? Now over here, you can see that now the background of the heading is green. I can go here, for example, let's say that I don't want this to be big. I want it to be small. I can click. Right now, the text is small. If you want it to be large, you can click large. It will be large. XL, it will be XL. XXL, it will be a lot bigger. Now here, if I scroll down, you can see the appearance. I can make this text bold. I can make it medium. So you can control this from here. Also, interesting thing is, you can actually change the letter case. Now let's say, for example, you want to make all the text uppercase. If I click on uppercase, look what happens is that the uppercase effect. If I click here, let's just increase the size a bit. And so here, if I change this to lowercase, right now all text is lowercase. I can make it even capitalize if I want by clicking capitalize. Now for the rest of the options, I don't really necessarily want to go into them, apart, of course, from the padding. So if I click here on the padding, note that you have the option to manipulate the padding here. So you can control the padding all you want. And you can also control the margin, right? So if you click on the margin here, you can control the margin of your text, right? And if you want to reset everything back, you can click reset all and it will come back to normal. Now over here, this is what we call the block view. Let's click on post view. On post view, you'll notice that here we have the post URL, we have the template, and here you have the option of whether to stick this on the top of the blog. But if I scroll to the top a little bit, because we missed this, right? We missed to show you this. Visibility. This post is actually public. Now let's say, for example, that you want to make this post private. You can click here and click on private. So right now, if you click OK and you make it private, what happens is that this post will only be visible to site admins and editors of posts. We'll talk later about the roles of your role, and you can even assign a different role to a different person on your website. So you can take a person and you can make them an admin, and you can give them a functionality on your website so they can do editing stuff. Now over here, this is the private visibility. Now let's suppose that you want to enable a certain number of people with a password to access your website. You can create, or you can click on password protected, and you can assign this password, for example. And so now people who have this password are the only people that are going to be able to access this post. Now I'm going to click on public and close. Now here, publish. You can publish this post immediately, or you can publish this post by clicking here on a different date than the 15th. Let's say, for example, you want to publish the post on the 21st. Now, you can click on the date and click on 21. And so right now what's going to happen is that this post is only going to be published on the 21st March of 2023, according to this schedule, exactly at 1:40 p.m. If you want to publish it immediately, make sure that you click the date of today. And at that point, the blog post, if you click on publish, will be published that day. Now, let's suppose you want to make this blog your hero blog. For example, let me take you to this website. Now, here on the website, we have hero blogs. For example, this one here is a hero blog. Now, and there is a reason why this blog sticks at the beginning, and this is the blog that is shown here by default for this particular category of business. That's because that blog is actually a hero or a top blog. You can click stick to the top of the blog. And so this particular blog over here is going to be the one that will be stuck at the top and that people are going to be able to see first. Here, when it comes to categories, blogs have categories. Now, for instance, if I go back to my website over here, notice that we have the category of Bitcoin, Ethereum, market, blockchain. Now, if you're going to create a blog, you're going to have to assign a category to it. Let's say, for example, that this blog is about Bitcoin. I'm creating a blog, Bitcoin. So normally here, I should go and create a new category by clicking Add New Category. And I should name this category Bitcoin. And over here, you can even assign a parent category to your category. But the issue with this is that you have to go and create a category. Then you can then assign a parent category to it, but you can never assign a parent category to it if you haven't created the parent category in the first place. Now that seemed like philosophy 101, but I found no way to better explain that. Now here I'm going to add a new category. Now this time, let's say for example, I want to add a new category and I want to make Bitcoin the parent category of that category which I'm going to add. Let's say I want to add blockchain. Okay. Now I'm going to click here on parent category. Now that we have created Bitcoin, it appears here, so I can click on it and I can click on add new. And so right now the blockchain category is under Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the father or the mother of this blockchain category. We call it also subcategory. Now this category here, uncategorized, is normally created by default. And I'll show you how you can edit that later so that it doesn't show up like this, because you shouldn't keep this as uncategorized. You can edit it and you can name it after something you want. Now here, as far as the tags, now there used to be a time where tags were really great for SEO purposes, but not so much today, right? So tags are not really the most SEO friendly thing nowadays. On the other hand, it's very interesting and very important to add tags. For example, if I click on this blog, now usually tags appear at the bottom of a blog. So if I scroll down to the bottom, you'll notice over here that we have Bitcoin wallet, Cointelegraph, ICO, investment, mining Bitcoin. So we have some tags here. Now tags are relevant, especially when people are searching for different variations of stuff that you're talking about in your topic. A person that needs to know or wants to know about Bitcoin might search about mining Bitcoin. So by adding those as tags, what happens is you increase your chances of appearing on the search engines and ranking. Even though I'm going to insist that tags are not as important as they were. Now for the featured image, this is very basic. The featured image is generally this image that is shown on here at the top of a blog, and generally the image that you see outside of a blog. And we also call it the hero image. Now, the featured image's role is to basically just trap the attention of the user so that they can click and get inside. So pay careful attention to your images and always put a featured image that people would want to see, or not want to see, but people would fall for and want to click to see what's going on. Now here, if you want to add a featured image, you can click set a featured image over here, select files from your computer, and you can go basically to any image you have. Now I'm going to go, for instance, with this particular image here, right? And if I add this, right? So now it's taking a little bit of time for it to add, but generally this is how it goes. And so right now I have my image, and here pay careful attention to this, alt text. Now I'm not pretty sure if you've heard of this notion called ADA compliant, but please go ahead and do some research about ADA compliance, right? Because a lot of people have actually been sued for not being ADA compliant. And what this means is, now, for instance here, let me take you through an example. This website over here is a website. It looks pretty good, awesome, right? So we can read it, but I mean, if we don't have any disabilities, we can pretty much just read this through this blog very easily. But we have to respect people with disabilities, and people with disabilities generally, if you don't add on alt text to images that you add on your website, then because generally what these people are using, they're using devices to translate the website and what the website is about. So they have Google talking to them and telling them, for example, this title of the post, U.S. commodities regulator beefs up Bitcoin futures review, and it tells them what the image is about. And so that's their only way to kind of understand what your website is about. And so if you don't add the alt text, when they're using Google to interpret what the website is about, Google is never going to be able to make up what the image is about. So when they come across that image, Google is going to tell them, I can't interpret this because there's no alt text there. And so a part of making your website ADA compliant is basically adding alt text, because that facilitates the task for people with disabilities to understand what your image is about, and also makes it easier for Google to give them an answer, because without the alt text you can't give them an answer. Now over here, a lot of people have actually got sued for this particular issue. Now, because most people are unaware of SEO, and they're unaware of laws. And so I really wish you not to fall into that problem. So any image you're using on your website, add an alt text to stay ADA compliant and to make sure that you are not going to get sued for something like that. Now here for this image, or this is a building, so a central bank building. So I'm going to name it that way and click on set as featured image. Now here, if I scroll down, we have the excerpt. Now the excerpt is basically, if I take you back to the website, let me scroll down over here. The excerpt is this little part, or this little text over here that shows up. And so this little part is an extraction from the blog post itself. And basically here, I think this is about 20 words or something. And so that's the excerpt. Now, you can set the excerpt to be whatever you want. So if you've, for instance, created this blog post and you have created an excerpt that you think is better to show rather than just an extract from the top or the first words of a blog, then you can actually come in here and add your own excerpt. And as you can see over here, it's all optional. Now here, if you click on discussion, you can choose to allow comments. In this case, for example, in this blog post, let me show you where people can add a comment. But you can also disable this feature and people will not be able to comment on your blogs. Now, if I scroll down here at the bottom, well, Normally I should be able to see that, but I should be able to show you some examples inside of the course. But generally speaking, allowing comments will allow people to basically tell you what they think about your blog post. Now here for allow pingbacks and trackbacks, just keep it as it is. And right here for the Lightspeed options. Now this Lightspeed is a plugin known as Lightspeed Cache. And what it does is basically it speeds up your website. But we're going to talk about plugins later. That is why I'm not going to go into them now. Now, another interesting thing about Gutenberg is that you can't just add text, right? You can add images. So you can add videos. So let me walk you through this. If I click image, now right now I can upload an image from my computer. So I'm going to go upload. And as a matter of fact, I'm just going to use the same image which I have, or let's use a different image. Okay, so let's use a different image this time. All right, so we have chosen this image. Now here you can see that on the blog side, you can add alt text. Now, as I said, any image that you add on your website, make sure you add an alt text to it. So I'm going to say blockchain image. And if I scroll down over here, image size, you can control the image size, but I have another way of controlling image size, which is from here. Now, you can change this width, right? You can say, I want this to be 800 wide. And I want it to be, let's say, in terms of height, let's say you want it to be 400. Right, so now the dimensions of the image have now changed. You can change the dimensions also by using this 25%, 50%, 75% formula, or you can select the image and just like this, resize the image as you see fit. Now on the image you have captions, so also make sure to caption your images by adding what the image is about. Now in this case I'm going to name it blockchain. And here you can add borders to your image. You have to choose the color of the border. Let's choose, for example, a blue color. And I can manipulate the pixel. I would say here this is the border width. So I can choose, for example, 7 pixels in border width. And you can even add a border radius. So for example, if I add 10 pixels here, notice that there's a round shape here. And the more border radius you add, the rounder the image gets, right? So if I add 90, it gets rounder. I can click on advanced, but nothing there to see. Now, let's say, for example, you don't want to add an image, but you want to add a video from YouTube. You can click plus, and then here, click on Browse All, and let us search for YouTube. Click on YouTube, and then go find a video. So for instance here, let me go to my own channel. Let me go and find one video that is not really big. All right, so in order to embed the video, we're just going to have to add the URL over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a URL from my YouTube channel. Please give me a shout out in the YouTube channel if you're watching. Subscribe. That's what I'm going to say. So here, click on embed. And then we have a video, right? So a video over here, which is pretty good. And that's how you embed a video. Now, there's a lot of other stuff that you can embed. Like, for instance, you can embed a Twitter tweet. So you can search for Twitter block. There is a Twitter block. You click on it. And if I can scroll down over here, well, then I'm going to have to go and find a tweet. All right, so I just stumbled upon this funny article by Elon Musk saying that Kim Jong-un attends Ivy League University to learn new brainwashing. Okay, so I'm just going to open this tweet up. Click on it. And I'm going to take this link right here. Well, that's interesting. Kim Jong-un. I don't know if this is a true image or not, but if Kim Jong-un was at the university, probably those guys out there are not going to be smiling like they do in this image. Okay, so these guys look very happy. I'm not pretty sure if that's a true image. But anyways, let's embed Elon Musk's tweet over here. There you go. Click this wheel to get this back. And you can see that right now we have a tweet. Now you can center this tweet. You can make it full width. Now I just like to align it center. And I'll update. Now there's more than just this element. You can add a code. So for instance, let's say that you want to add a BMI calculator. A calculator to calculate body mass index. Now, you can go to ChatGPT first of all, And you can ask it, right? First of all, let me open up a new chat on ChatGPT here. And I can say, I need you to write the HTML code for a BMI calculator. Now this is mainly, you'll find this on fitness websites. And now with ChatGPT, you can basically generate the code with no problem here. So I can just copy and come back here. Well, actually, I can come back to the Gutenberg editor. And then I can search for code. Now, I need custom HTML. So I'm going to click custom HTML to add it here and write my HTML. And I can preview this by clicking on the preview button. And you can see we have a BMI calculator. That's interesting. Okay, so let's say, for example, you want to add something else. You want to add HTML for, I don't know, maybe something that calculates how much money is gonna be left in your pocket according to your expenses. I don't know. You can go and find what other people are doing, but the general idea is you can write a code for practically anything. Now, you can add quotes. Quotes are also interesting to have basically in a post. So you can use this block here. Just click on the quote block and you can add your quote. You can say something like, impossible is impossible. Well, no, impossible is nothing. And you can say something like, who said this quote? Maybe Muhammad Ali or something like that. And so there's a lot of stuff you can do in here, right? I'm not going to go through all of this, but you get the general idea that you have mainly every single thing you really want, and you can really add it here. You can even add a form. You know, you can create a form using WP Forms, and you can add it here. So it's just go ahead and feel free to explore all of this stuff here. And trust me, it's really, really good. You know, and the more you dig in, the better. You know, you're going to acquire experience, and people are getting paid really well as WordPress developers. Just the other day, I was talking to a client about a specific deal that I was going to help him do. And unfortunately, his website was already done by somebody else. And so when I asked him how much did he charge for that website, he said, well, somebody built that website for him for $2,000. Okay, so there is money to be made. I personally make websites anywhere from $500 to $1,000. Never really charged more than that because most of the websites that I build are not really complex. But once you get to a very good level of developing websites, then you can really, really make good money out of being a WordPress developer. Trust me. Now here I'm going to click on preview or update, and we can preview this post by clicking on the preview button. Now here we have different previews, desktop, tablet, mobile. I'm just going to click preview in a new tab here. Let me close this Elon Musk funny tweet out there. And this is how the post or how the tweet comes out. Or the post, I'm sorry. Now the reason why this comes out this way is because we still haven't installed the theme of our website. So we're using a crappy theme here. We're going to deal with that, of course, by installing the right theme for this particular course. And so next, I'm going to take you through a WordPress dashboard tutorial. Now that you have understood everything about Gutenberg, next you need to understand everything about WordPress. So I'll show you everything about the WordPress dashboard, how to manipulate it, and it's not going to take that much time. Okie dokie, so right now let's go through WordPress. First thing you want to know about WordPress is that this is what we call the WordPress dashboard, okay? So you can basically come in here and customize the screen options. I'm going to go through this fast. Let's say, for example, you want to delete this, or not delete it, but dismiss it. You can click the X button, it's dismissed. Let's say you want to get it back. Well, you click on the screen options here, and you notice here that the welcome element or welcome, whatever this is not ticked. So if you tick it, it will come back. Untick it, it will go away. Now, these other things here on the dashboard, or these other options, you can do the same thing. You can untick every last one of them, and you can tick them just like this, and they'll come back. Now, for instance, let's say that you want to take site health status and put it on top of WP Forms. Now, if you click this element over here, you notice that positions were swapped. If I do it again, backward, positions are swapped. I can do it for this one as well. And I can redo it to take or to get the position to where it was. Now here, most of these things are not really necessary, apart from actually one thing, which is here, you're going to be able to find the most recent comments that people post on your blog. Now here we happen to have this dummy comment that is generally created by WordPress once WordPress is installed on the website. So it's not really a real comment. This is just a dummy comment. And over here, you can see WordPress events and news. Now, for instance, here they're saying there's no event scheduled near you at the moment. And there is WordPress 6.2 release candidate 2, WP briefing episode 51. So you can see over here the events that exist. But generally speaking, there's not really much to do here. Now, let's go back to a pretty interesting principle or pretty interesting thing about WordPress that you need to learn is that posts. And let me click on posts here. All right, so if I click on posts, I'm going to access all the posts that exist on this website at this very moment. Now, the post that exists is this one right here, which is the one that we've created not too long ago, and it's just a dummy post. At any point in time you want to edit the post, you can click edit from here. Now, I always like to open my results in a new tab. And so over here, we have this result. And you can see that it will open up the Gutenberg editor. And of course, right now, you know exactly what to do with the Gutenberg editor. You know how to use it. And if you want to edit this post, you can always edit the post. You can always decide when you want to publish it. You can always do whatever you want to a post, even after you post it, whatever, whenever. So, okay, so it's sounding like I'm singing a Shakira song, but you can do whatever you want. So here, there is this option to quick edit. This won't take you to the Gutenberg editor. It will keep you here. But you can do a bit of editing here. So you can modify the title of the post if you don't like it. You can modify the slug. You can actually modify the categories. You can assign a different category. You can make this post sticky. You can decide whether or not to allow comments or not. You can even decide whether you want to make the post private or give it a password. I'm just going to click cancel because I like to edit my posts from Gutenberg instead. And one very interesting feature here is that you can trash the post. And you can view the post. Now, if you click on view, always open this one in a new tab, you'll see the post in the same way that you can do if you go to Gutenberg. You also have the option to view the post. Now here, when it comes to trashing this, if I click trash, this will take it and trash it, but it won't be deleted permanently. So if I want it to be deleted permanently, I need to go to the trash. And here is my post. And I need to click delete permanently here. Okay. So now the post is deleted permanently. Now let's say I want to create a new post. Now you have two options. Well, actually, you have more. You have three options. Now you can either come in here and hover over and click new and click on post. Or from here, you can click add new and you will add a new post. Or you can click from here and you will be able to add a new post. I'll just click from here. So you have more than 3 ways to basically, cook an egg. Now here you can give your post a title, give it, put some content in there, modify it as you like. And of course, later on, I'm going to show you how you can create an SEO optimized friendly post. And so now I'm going to go back to the dashboard over here. I'm going to quit. And so the post wasn't created because I didn't give it a title and because I didn't publish it. So I went back, and so now the post isn't created. Now, if you want to create categories, you have to come here and create them from here. Notice here on the website that we have built, let me take you there. Now, this is the website that we've built, or that I've built, and that we're going to build something like this. Now, in this particular website, we have the Bitcoin category, Ethereum category, market category, blockchain, business, etc. Now, if you're going to create a category, you better come in here and create it from here. Give it a name, a slug, and then give it a description if possible. And if it has a parent category, like in this instance, I have placed the blockchain category under the Bitcoin category and made the Bitcoin the parent category of blockchain. And over here, I can edit this category, this uncategorized category. I can make it something else. Let's make it maybe Ethereum. I can let me just make sure if Ethereum is written that way. Ethereum. All right, so I think written wrong. And just let me copy this. Come back and boom, paste. And of course here I can give it a description and I can update. So now if I go back to categories by clicking here, you can see that now the uncategorized category has now been changed. Now, one thing you need to know about the default uncategorized category is that you can't delete it. It cannot be deleted, okay? Because on WordPress, you need to at least have one category that is active. You can't have 0 categories. And so here in tags, if I click the tags, you can add tags, and just be sure that you add categories and tags from here, because you can't add them if they're not, if you didn't create them from here, you wouldn't be able to add them on the menu later on. We're going to talk about the menu briefly later on after we install the theme and the demo website. And so over here, if I click on media, it will take me to what we call the media library. Now on the media library, you'll find that we have 2 images, this one here and this one here. Now, of course, these images were added, in the last post. We've used them as an example. Now, let's say you want to delete an image. Now, you can click on the image and then just come in here. Actually, click on it, scroll down, and then click delete permanently. And okay. Now, in case you have a lot of images, well, let me just go ahead and add an image first. Let's say that I'm going to add 2 images. Now, you can add images in bulk. So you can, for instance, take a bunch of images like this, and you can add them in bulk. Notice what's going to happen. A bunch of images are going to be added in bulk. And so now, let's say I want to delete them all, except this one. I can do that. Well, and the way you do that is to click on bulk select. Now everything is selected. I'm going to uncheck, or I'm going to not, it's not everything is selected, but I'm going to check the ones I want to delete, uncheck the ones I don't want to delete. Okay. And then scroll to the top, click delete permanently, and that's it. So everything right now will be deleted except for this one. Let me click delete again. Okay, so now this is the only one left. Now here, this is the media library, so you can actually add more than just images. If you want to add videos, you can do that. You can add any kind of files. You can add SVG, image types. All image types are accepted. You can add PDFs. So if you have an ebook in PDF format, you can add it here. And you can use that URL and you can put it somewhere on your website as a reward if people give you their email address, so that you can give them the URL where they can go and download your ebook for free. Now, you can add a new thing either by clicking add new or by clicking here, but you can also drag and drop stuff. Now, let's say, for example, I want to drag and drop the logo. So I'll take the logo by the neck. I'll just drag and drop it here. Now, the issue I have here is that it just doesn't work for me. I don't know why, but it might work for you. But in this case, it didn't work for me. So anyways, I'm not going to complain. Now here, I'm going to click on pages. Pages are pretty similar to posts. Now here, notice that we have 2 pages that were created by default. The privacy policy and the sample page. Those are created by default, so we can just get rid of them. And so if you want to get rid of these in bulk, click here. Now everything is selected. Go here now, click move to trash and apply. And that's it. Now you have to go back to trash. And right now here, let's click delete permanently. Now everything is going to be deleted. Now similarly, if you click add new, this will take you to Gutenberg. And similar to posts, you can actually give this image, this page, basically a title. You can write content in it. The only issue is that I will only do this when it comes to the privacy policy page. But I won't do this for the rest of the pages, especially the pages that have content and images and like this. Now this can only be achieved, in my humble opinion, using the Elementor page builder, right? It can't really be achieved using anything else other than that. And so I'd prefer to use the Elementor page builder to build pages like this. And so that is why, like I said, I reserve editing pages to Elementor, and mostly posts are the only ones that we use Gutenberg to edit, because posts are not really that fancy from the inside. Now, at any point you want to add a new page, you can click add new, and you will add a new page. Now you can also do it from here, come here, new page. Also for media, you can see that you can add a new page, a new media, a new image, video, whatever. And so here, if you click on comments, you'll notice we have a dummy comment. Well, actually, I think we've deleted it. But anyways, if someone comments on one of your posts, you'll be the first to know by coming here, and you will see the comment here. You can also see it from the dashboard, like I said previously, here. Now, There are no comments yet, so basically you're not going to be able to see anything. But if there was a comment, you'll be able to see it here. And of course, make sure that you enable the comments here. And if you click comments here, you'll be able to see them here. Now, funny thing about comments is that you can edit the comments, right? So whenever someone comments here, you can come to your comment and you can click edit that comment and change it to whatever you like. Now here, WP Forms, this is a plugin. This plugin actually came pre-installed with WordPress, so we didn't really install it ourselves. It came in pre-installed. Now, let's go first of all and explain about themes before we move to plugins. Now, for this particular website, the theme that I have used is a premium theme, known rather as Jnews. Now, Jnews is a premium theme that enables you to create, I think, around 70 different websites from scratch by simply importing them. Which means that all the design that you can see on here was not my work. I've actually imported all of this ready to go design, and I only did a little bit of customizing, added some ads, logo, and stuff. And I'll teach you to do the same. Now, if I give this website a look, now this website doesn't have the theme which we're going to use, but from the outlook, this website looks crappy. And the reason why that's the case is simply because we have installed the 2023 theme, or at least they have installed the 2023 theme, it's just like a PlayStation 1, and if you comparing PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 4 or something. So this is the one of the worst, and not the most cool theme that you can have. And similarly, 2021 and 2022 are not really the best. Now, on the other hand, 2017 was a pretty good theme, and you'll notice that a lot of people have used it and still use it till today. But after that, I don't really know what happened, but it just so happens that they really stopped creating awesome themes. But anyways, the theme is what gives the website a certain look. And here we have one theme which is active. The other ones are installed, but they're not activated. Now, if you want to activate any one of them, you can click activate from here. And if I click here, right now, 2022 is going to be the main theme. The other ones are not going to be installed now or active. Now, even though these themes are installed here, but we can only use one theme per website. I hope that you do understand that. Now, if you click on this customize button, you will access the themes customizer, and every theme has a different customizer. Okay, so for this particular theme, the customizer for this theme is Gutenberg. All right, and you can just guess how awful this is. It's absolutely awful. Now, because of how awful it is, I'm just going to have to go back because this is not really cool. Now, different themes have different customizers. Some have Gutenberg, but most of them have their own customizer created generally for them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click this theme over here, delete. I'm going to click the other theme over here and delete. I'm just going to keep the theme that is active. And the reason why you need to do this is because you want to make sure that you optimize your website for speed. Only keep the theme that you are using installed. The rest of them, delete them, because that will improve the speed of your website. Now, if you want to add a new theme, you can click Add New. And over here, this will open up this window. You can already see we have this theme called Hello Elementor. So this is not the plugin Elementor. Do not mix the two. This is the Elementor Hello theme. Okay, so this is a theme that was created by Elementor, by the creators of the plugin Elementor. Now, Astra is also a pretty famous theme. I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. I've used it a lot to build my own websites and my clients' websites as well. Reason being is because it has the complete package. Beautiful thing about Astra is that it's for free. At least there is a free version, and there's also a pro version to it, which I also happen to have. So it's just there are advantages and inconvenience to practically anything. But generally speaking, Astra is a very good plugin. Now, Astra is the one that's active, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. But you just saw the process of how to install a theme. Now, you can either do it this way, or you can upload a theme if you have the theme's zip file, and I'm going to show you that later. But generally speaking, if you want to get zip files of themes that you can't find here, you need to go to a website known as Theme Forest, which is generally where you will purchase themes. So if I go there right now, as a matter of fact, Theme Forest, now you'll find there are a lot of themes out there, and you can go ahead and choose themes depending on what you want. So here, if I search for theme e-commerce, if I search for e-commerce, for example, let's say what they're going to give us. Now here, they gave us this website and e-commerce builder, right? Let's search for theme instead, e-commerce theme. Now, there's also themes for Shopify, for a lot of other CMSs, because WordPress is just another CMS. Now here they have Blazok, Deepa. All right, so Bazaar. All right, so there are some themes here. Now, honestly, for e-commerce, I prefer to use the Flatsum theme. So there's a theme here. If you're interested in it, you can go and search for it. It's called Flatsum. And it's one of the best, if not the best, in my recorded experience. Flatsum is really, really interesting, you know, and you can actually just add it to cart for $59. That's pretty awesome. Okay. Now, let's not keep talking about this now. Let me show you another way that you can go and get free themes this time. Now, you can go to WordPress, search for WordPress on Google. I want you to access the wordpress.org website. And over here, you will find, if you click, there are themes. So click on themes. And you can find these themes on here, which is pretty much the same that you can find out there. But if I click on download this one here, look, what's going to happen is that I have downloaded a zip file. And so I can come back over here and upload this theme, this time as a zip file, not as a theme directly from the WordPress portal. So now if I click on install, this will be installed as a zip file, and I can click on activate from here. So this is just another way to install a theme. Now, warning to all of you watching this is that whenever someone tells you, hey, I can offer you the Astra premium theme for a membership of $1 a month if you do this and do that, well, I'll tell you those are just spammers, and never purchase a theme from someplace else or somewhere else. For example, Astra theme, the premium version of Astra, is not available on Theme Forest because they are selling the theme themselves on their own website. And so generally, if you want to purchase the premium theme, you'd have to go to their own website to purchase it. Okay. And so there are a lot of people that have made, businesses that preach to you, okay, well, we understand that the themes are expensive. And okay, well, look, we offer you this deal. You can get 20 themes for the price of $20 a month. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trust that. Trust me, I wouldn't trust that, because after all, you're downloading a zip file that could have a virus potentially, and that virus could be a spyware or something. So that's the last thing you want, is to purchase something illegally. Now, whenever you want a theme, go to trusted sources and download it from there. Generally, either Theme Forest, WordPress.org, or here in this particular panel, or purchase it through the theme or the plugins website. Now, similarly with plugins, you can also come in here and search for plugins. Now you'll find a bunch of plugins over here. And in a similar fashion, you have this search option, which enables you to search. So if I search for WP Fastest, they're going to give me results for WP Fastest. Now let me click on search. And they gave me results. Okay, so and you can go ahead, click a plugin. Plugins are a little bit different because you have to click the plugin inside and then you can download it from the inside. And of course, you can check the reviews. You can check a bunch of other stuff, how many people have installed, and you can check what people are saying about it by clicking these reviews. And so there's a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff going on in here. There's even a forum talking about the plugins. Now here, if I click on plugins, this will take me to the installed plugins on our website. Notice that this plugin here needs an update. So plugins like a theme, like WordPress itself, they need to be updated regularly. And so a solution around this is just click this little icon here, or tick this box, and then come over here and enable auto updates, and then click apply. So now what's going to happen is Auto update is going to be enabled for all the plugins that you have here, which means that you don't really have to go back and update them manually, like here, for example. This time I'm gonna have to do it manually by clicking the update button. And besides, this plugin is not even active, so it's already not activated. How do I know that? Well, here they're giving me this, right, they're telling me that I can activate it, so that's how I know a plugin is not active. And also I can know it from here by clicking inactive plugins, and it will give me all the inactive plugins. Right, so I'm gonna go back here. Now, in my case, I'm not gonna need all these plugins, so I'm gonna delete them. But first of all, let me explain to you why plugins are useful and what do they do. Now, plugins, they actually give more or add more functionality to your website. Let's say, for example, that you're running an e-commerce store, but you don't have or you need to integrate a payment gateway like PayPal or Stripe. Then actually you can go here, click on Add New, and you can search for PayPal. Now, if you search for PayPal, you'll find a plugin, WooCommerce PayPal Payments. This plugin will enable you to basically accept PayPal payments. Let's say you want to accept Stripe payments, right? Payments through the Stripe money or payment processor. Now you can find here WooCommerce Stripe Payment Gateway. Let's say, for instance, you're looking for Razorpay if you're in India. This is what most people in India use to pay Razorpay, and you'll find Razorpay for WooCommerce. Just make sure to check when the plugin was last updated. Is it compatible with your version of WordPress? And how many people have actually installed the plugin and the reviews? The reason why you want to check if it's compatible, because if it's not compatible, you're running a risk of virus infection. Like, for example, this plugin here is untested with WordPress and still only has 1,000 active installations, 2 5-star reviews, which look so unreal because for 1,000+ installations, there's only 2 reviews and both of them are 5 stars. And it was last updated 9 months ago. So the possibility that this plugin could make could constitute a loophole for hackers to access your WordPress website is pretty high. So make sure that you're installing plugins that are up to date, okay? Now, if I want to install this plugin, I can click Install Now. Now, unfortunately, we can't make this plugin work because this plugin only works in accordance or mutually with the WooCommerce plugin, which is another plugin that you can add if you want to create an e-commerce store. It will help you create an e-commerce store with a cart, with functionality of cart, because what is an e-commerce store other than just product displayed and giving people the possibility to add products to cart and buy the products and pay you for the products. And so there's a lot of things that plugins can do. For example, let's say your website is slow. It's very slow. People go to the website and they're complaining about the speed. Most people, don't even complete the purchase and they leave at the end, and you're losing a lot of money there. So in this case, you need what we call caching plugins. And these plugins are going to enable you to optimize the site speed of your plugin or of your page or of your website. Now here, as it happens, we have Lightspeed Cache, which is the installed plugin over here. Now this is a plugin that optimizes speed, and it's known as Lightspeed Cache. Now, I don't prefer this plugin actually. I prefer WP Fastest Cache. And there's also a paid plugin known as WP Rocket. Actually, let me just show it to you. And this one is if you want to take your business to the next level, if you really want to speed up your website, go get this plugin. The only issue is that it's actually paid, and most people wouldn't really want to get it. And besides, they have their own website, so you can go and purchase it from their own website. I'm not pretty sure what the price is now, but I think it's in the ranges of $50 or something like that. I can just come in here and click on pricing, and it will give me the pricing here. So it's $47 for basically 1 year, and you can wait until, let's say, Black Friday if you want, and you can get it at a very, very good price on Black Friday. But anyways, this is all for plugins. I'm not going to continue talking about plugins all day long. And without further ado, let me click on all these plugins and deactivate them first, because you have to deactivate the plugins before you delete them. That's a rule, okay? And click on apply. So right now, all of these plugins are going to be deactivated at once. I'm going to click these plugins now and go here, click on delete, apply, and boom, all the plugins are going to be deleted. And like I said, if you want to add a new plugin, you can add a new plugin from here. You can either add from the library or upload a file that you've installed somewhere else. And this will take us to the users. Now, if I click on users, you'll notice that there's only one user, which is us. Okay, there's only one user. But just in case you want to add a new user, you can actually click this button over here, click on add new. This will enable you to add a new user on your website. You can come in here, give him a name. If you know his email, well, of course, you have to know his email, otherwise you can't add him. And so here, write the email, the name, the last name. If they have a website, you can write it, but that's not necessary. And here you can assign a password to them. And by that password, they will actually be able to access your website depending on which role you have created for them. Now here, when it comes to roles, we have the subscriber role, contributor, author, editor, administrator. Now the administrator is the role that has all of the functionalities. You can do whatever you want as an administrator. You can even delete the goddamn website. Now, as a non-administrator, let's say for example you're an editor, you can do nothing but basically just create a post and post that post on the website. You can do nothing else beside that. And so each role here has different functionalities or different authority. Now, once you've added your new user credentials, you can click add new user. And of course, you have to communicate the password and the username and the email. And there's a reason why these are required. You have to share them with your friend or your partner, and your partner is going to be able to access your website via those credentials. Now here, if I click on profile, this will take me to the profile. Let's say, for example, you don't like the sunrise. You can click here on sunrise, or actually it was the other way around. Let's say you don't like the default mode. You can click, maybe change it to sunrise, midnight, ocean, blue. Right, so you have multiple options in here. I just like to go back to default because that's clearer and gentle for the eye. And here, if I scroll down, you can enable keyword shortcuts if you want. I would not really like to do that. Now here, all these other options are not really necessary, right? So you can just go through them on your own. And you can change your profile picture if you'd like. Okay, and you can change your password from here if you want. You can come in here, click set a new password. As for the tools, I'm not going to go through them because they're not important. And I want you to click on settings and click on general here. This will take you to the general settings. I have to warn you, do not change this or this. Do not touch them, okay? Do not touch the WordPress address URL or the site address URL, because what's going to happen is if you touch those, your website is going to crash, and it's going to take you anywhere from 24 to 48 hours, of course, with the help of the support teams, to get your website back to life, right? So don't touch those. All right, so here, membership, well, we don't really have a membership website, don't we? So not necessary for us to add a membership there. Site language, we've selected English, which is exactly the language. And over here, you can select the date format, time format, depending on where you live. You can even select the new user default role. Now here, I'm going to click on writing. And on writing here, the default post category will be set to Ethereum. Reason why is because that was the uncategorized category and we've modified it to Ethereum. But you can set it up to a different post category if you'd like. And of course, post category can be modified whilst creating the post. So don't bother really with this, not really important. Default post format, I like to keep it to standard. And over here, for the rest of the stuff, don't really do anything and go on. Now here, when it comes to reading, you can decide how many blog pages or how many blogs to show per page. Here I've decided that for page, 10 posts. But you can change this to 11. You can change it to 12. You can change it to whatever you want, right? Now here you can either show the entire text in a feed of a post, or you can just show the excerpt. Now, if you're not ready for your website to be located or indexed by search engines, you can come in here, click on discourage search engines from indexing this website, which is basically what you have to do because you don't want people coming to a website that is still getting built in maintenance mode. So you want to make sure that you discourage search engines from indexing the website as long as you're creating the website. Once you're comfortable and you're ready and you think that it's pretty good for people to come and visit and you're okay with it, you can come back here and untick this box and save changes. Just don't forget to always save changes, because if you leave, you're just gonna, it's like doing nothing. So here, when it comes to discussions, I'll let you read this stuff on your own. I'll just tell you one thing here is that you can automatically close comments on posts older than 14 days if you want, or If you want to keep the posts there, you can just keep them there. And by the way, you can actually even modify the comments, just like I mentioned. But anyways, here, this stuff is not really interesting. Okay, so you can go through it on your own. You can modify your Gravatar logo. Basically, it's not really any big deal. Now, media, you can access it from here and from here as well. We'll have gone through it, so there's no reason for us to go through it another time. Now, I'm going to click on permalinks here because it's interesting for me to explain to you about the permalinks. I would like you to select this structure here, post name, website, or cryptocoinblog.com/sample post. Now, what this will do, let me show you. If I click on this post, for example, now this, notice what this says. Saudi trade off more social freedom, no political dissent. So you can see that the title of the post is well suited to be put after the domain for that specific post. If you choose any other way, like for example, the plain permalink structure, what happens is that they'll just assign a number, and a number is insignificant to search engines. They wouldn't know what that post is about, and so that will affect poorly on your search engines. That is why this is the best structure. And so choose that, click on Save Changes. And as far as I'm concerned, this is all for the WordPress dashboard. Right now, let's go ahead and get the theme and install it on our website by just go into Appearance, click on Themes. Now over here, I'm going to click on Add New. And let me go right now to Theme Forest to download my theme. Okay, so let's go right now and search for this theme on Theme Forest. So go ahead, search for Theme Forest Jnews. And there you go. So this is the website. Okay, I'm going to click on this theme. You can see that it's valued at $59. And already a lot of people have bought this theme. So 19,000 sales. And trust me, that's a lot for a theme. You know, this just tells you that this is a very infamous theme and it's extremely useful. The reviews is 4.86, 700 reviews. A lot of people are commenting positive stuff on this. And you can contact their support team by clicking here if you'd like to be supported by the people that created this theme. But anyways, let's come back. Now, because I have already purchased this theme, I don't have the option to purchase it again. But in your case, you can go ahead and purchase it. Now, I'm going to go to the list of downloads here. And there you go. When you purchase this, you actually have PayPal and you have another payment gateway, which is Skrill. Now, I would go with PayPal because I can connect PayPal to my account, and so that makes it easier for me to pay for stuff. Skrill, I've tried Skrill for a couple of times for online payments, and it just turns out that they just took $50 from me, you know. And I mean, I don't really know how to get back at them because of that, but I sent them a lot of emails, and the problem is they never gave me my $50 back. And just recently, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, I received an email saying that they will take my $50. And for some reason, maybe because it was stored there for such a long time. And I'm not really satisfied with them. And I would honestly not steer you down that direction. PayPal is way better. And so go with PayPal, in my opinion. Now here, I'm going to click download. And you can see here we have all files and documentation. We have installable WordPress file only. We have a bunch of stuff. I'm going to go with installable WordPress file only. And right now, let's go ahead and let's upload this particular theme on our website. All right, so in order to download this theme, head back to the dashboard. Come on. All right, so here we are on the dashboard, okay? Go to Appearance and click on Themes, then click on Add New over here. And because we've actually downloaded the zip file, I'm going to click on Upload Theme from here and choose a file from my computer. And I'm just going to go ahead and get that theme, right? There you go. Paste. Install now, okay? So that's pretty awesome here, right? So we're installing this theme right now. There you go. And we're going to go ahead and activate this. Right, so because this is a zip file, I'm going to have to click on Activate from here in order to activate the theme. And we're just going to go ahead, and like I said, we're going to download a ready-to-go crypto website, just like this one. Right, we're not going to create anything by ourselves. we're going to import a ready-to-go theme with the plugins included. So that will make it a lot easier than anyone can think for you guys and ladies. Right, so the theme is now installed. Now make sure that if they tell you to activate the theme here, that you'll find a button that says activate. Now in this case, I don't know why they didn't tell me to do it. Maybe I clicked on it previously or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm forgetting or something here. But anyways, now we have the theme installed. So what I will do is I will click, and I will urge you to click on import demo and style. Let us scroll down here and let's go to the next page, looking for the theme regarding cryptocurrency. So let's go to the next one. There you go. So we have this one here. So go ahead and click on import. Now pay careful attention here. Don't just click on import demo very fast. Click Elementor, because this will import this plugin, taking in consideration the fact that we're going to use Elementor as a content builder. If you keep it to the Visual Composer, you will not be able to edit the website using Elementor because of, I would say, malconformity or something. But anyways, you'd not be able to. So click on Elementor here. Now what this will do is it will install the plugins as well as the content and Elementor itself. So click on import. It's going to take a little bit of time before it installs everything. So stay tuned and just do your time to wait. Wait for about a minute or two before this is installed. All right, so import was successful. I'm just going to click OK. And let me show you the magic in this very moment, my dears. So this website, I'll show you the power of this theme. Now, if we go and hover over the website, go and click open the website in a new tab, you'll notice over here that the website looks awesome right off the bat. It doesn't need much. Okay, so you can see that it looks pretty good. It just needs a little bit of editing is all. And that's where we come. So first thing is first, we're going to start off by editing the logo here. So in order to do this, I'm going to click on customize, and I'll ask you to go to Canva and open up a Canva window while waiting for this to load. To modify the logo, let's come here. Now I want you to click on Jnews, header option, click on the logo here. And I just want to get the size, the correct size of this logo in order to create something pretty good. So I'm going to click on this particular header over here. And let's go ahead and let's see the size. Okay. Let me click on it, right? So it's not this, it's this. Okay. So the size of the logo, now this is the footer logo. Okay. So let's go for the header logo. This one is the logo 2X. This is a Retina logo. And this one is the good logo, right? So size 358 by 72 pixels. So I'm going to go ahead to Canva here. Open up a new Canva tab. There you go. And I want this to be 360 by 72. All right, so click create a design. And then of course, let's give this a size of 360 by 72. There you go. And let's go ahead and design a logo. Now I have a very specific idea about what kind of, or what I would design, what I would create a logo like, because we already have this particular website that I've built. So I'm just going to stay in the range and build something similar, right? So let me go over here. This is Canva. Click on elements. Let us search for something that has to do with cryptocurrency. So I'm going to go search for crypto. And of course, they're going to give us some graphics of some coins that we can use. Okay. Now let's click on cryptocurrency here. Let me click on graphics. And we have some pretty good looking coins. Now I'm not going to use the Bitcoin brand for purposes of copyright, but we're going to use something that looks a little similar. This is Ethereum, so it's also pretty not good to add on a logo for crypto for copyright reasons. I'm thinking of right? Thinking of, let's look for example for money coin. There's no copyright on that. And so we have a lot of coins in here. Now let me just go with something that looks pretty good. Now, unfortunately, we can't use the GIFs. We can't animate our logo. So instead, I'm just gonna go for something, a coin. Okay, so I think this one looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna take this coin, drag and drop it, make it bigger, and then just place it in the middle. There you go, like this. I'm gonna go and get some text, and the blog's name is basically here, cryptocurrencyblog.com. So I want to name it cryptocurrency, right? Cryptocoinblog.com. That's the name. So I'm gonna go, and for the name that I'm gonna put on Canva, I'm gonna say, but first of all, let me just edit the size here. We'll set this up to 20 and try with 20. I think 20 is good. Crypto coin blog. There you go. And I can just take this, put it right here. Let me go back, Crypto Coin Press. Now let me keep blog right there. And this one here needs to be white. So I'm going to take that text, make it white. In fact, it doesn't need to be bold. It's already bold. And for this text, it will be yellow. Right, yellow. Okay, that's pretty cool. And underneath it, we're going to add a text that says the cryptocurrency news. So I'm going to go for a subheading here. I'm going to make it 12, even less, maybe 10. Let's change this font to, actually let's maybe just keep the font and make this 8 pixels instead of that. And let's say the cryptocurrency news. Okay, let's shorten this up. Let me take it, drag and drop it here. And let's take the text, make it white. And there you go, I have my logo. So I'm going to say crypto blog logo. I'm going to just, first of all, put some emphasis on this, make it a little bit, add a little bit more contrast to it, and just download. Now I'm going to download this as a PNG with a transparent background. So let's download it and let's have a look at it. Right, so let's have a look at this image. And I think this would really look pretty good on our website, except for it's saying crypto coin, and it shouldn't say that. It should actually say crypto coin. Apart from that, it's perfect. So I'm going to make sure that it says crypto coin. Make sure that this is also perfectly aligned. And we're going to download, first of all, well, let's just download it. I was going to go and delete the old logo, but anyways, let's just download this and we can do that later. There you go. And so now I'm going to go here and change this logo by clicking on it, go to upload files, and then simply I'm going to go and fetch the logo out here. There you go. Logo is being uploaded, and I can add the alt text, of course, that says crypto. Right, let me just add it here. Crypto coin blog. And by the way, make sure that you always add the alt text, right? Even if I forget to do so. Now, if I click choose image, the changes will propagate now, and you can see our logo. Now, the thing here is, for Retina devices, we're going to have to upload a different logo. And the logo for Retina devices is usually twice the size of the normal logo. So it's usually 716 by 144. So I'm going to assume that it's 720. Well, actually, if we go into assumptions, we're going to add a little more. So let me just stick to the dimensions that they have. And I can copy and resize this using Canva Pro. And we'll open up the same logo, but with a new dimension. Now, the download feature, the transparent download feature is only available on Canva Pro. But if you don't have Canva Pro, I highly recommend you to go and use this website called Remove VG. This is a pretty awesome website where you can go and find or remove backgrounds from images for free. So you can just go there, click enter, and you can just upload your image over here. And like the image on the left hand side mentions or says, you can basically just simply get your image and remove the background from it. Now here I have the image in the perfect dimensions exactly as I want it to be. So I'm just going to download it with transparent background. And let's go back to our main website over here. Click on upload. And I'm just going to upload the Retina logo for my website by just simply clicking on it. So here I have it. There you go. And I will do the same thing. Crypto blog Retina logo or crypto coin blog. And that's it. Choose image. There you go. Now the job is not yet finished because we still have to upload the logo for dark mode. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to click. And we're going to use the same logos that we've used. This one is the normal logo, which is half the size of the Retina. The Retina is twice the size of the normal logo. So I guess by now you have learned exactly what we're talking about. Now the sticky menu logo, we're going to upload the same logos. Now sticky menu is the type of menu that follows you around wherever you go. And I'll show you how to set that up in a second or in minutes. Let's scroll down here. Sticky menu had dark mode because sticky menu also has dark mode and a light mode. So we're going to go for the dark mode here, sticky menu. Click here again. Add. So it's just a repeat operation. And here, let's upload a different logo for mobile. Well, choose. And this one as well. Let me just remove it. Choose, scroll down, click here again. And then scroll down as well, click here. And just that, okay. So now we have basically added all our logos. Now here you can manipulate the spacing between the top and the bottom. I'm just gonna keep it like this. I think this looks pretty good. And let me just click on publish here, go out. And now we're going to have to take care of editing the site icon. So I'm going to click on site identity. And you can see over here we have this little icon. Now we're going to have to change it to be this coin here. Now the size of this is 512 by 512 pixels. I mean 512 by 512 pixels. So I'm going to go back to the same Canva window. And I'm going to click here on resize. Now, normally, if you don't have Canva Pro, you're going to have to create a new design with the size that you want. And you could come in here and you could copy this item and paste it back over there, which is exactly what you can do. And it's not difficult. Okay, so here, I'm going to remove text because we don't need it. I'm interested in this as the icon. I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to expand upon it. That's it. So right now I'm going to download transparent background, download again, come back here, and I'm going to change this image with one of mine. So I'm going to go to upload files over here, select files, and boom. Right, let's just click and add. And over here, we're going to say crypto blog fav icon. Click on select. Put it here. Now make sure that you crop. Now the issue here that happened is that I didn't select the image. the right image. So I'm going to skip cropping. I'm going to go back, change image. We've actually selected the entire logo. That's also something we could have done, but I've created an entirely separate image for this purpose, so I'm just going to upload it. I don't need to crop it this time, so it's completely done. I'm just going to say crypto coin blog fav icon. Click on select. And that's it. So I'm just going to click on publish. And now we're done with the logo. Now let's go ahead back or outside of this. I want you to click on menus and let me go and take you through a lecture about menus. Right, so over here we have the footer navigation, main navigation, mobile navigation, and the top bar navigation. Now the footer navigation is if we scroll down to the bottom here. This one is the footer, okay? So we're going to edit the footer later, but that's the footer navigation. Now the main navigation is this little menu here at the top, and the top bar navigation, or I'm sorry, actually, the main navigation is this one right here, and the top navigation is this one at the top, okay? Now, mobile navigation is best suited for mobile, and so you can actually look at the website from different perspectives. Now here we are on desktop view, but let's say for example you want to see it on tablet. You can click tablet view. This will activate the website and how it looks on tablet, and this is how it looks. Now you can also have a look at how the website looks on mobile by clicking here, mobile view, and this is how the website looks like on mobile. Now the beautiful part about this theme is that it's completely optimized for mobile, okay? It doesn't need much. It doesn't actually need anything, right? So it's completely mobile optimized, mobile friendly from the get-go, right? Doesn't need any work. Now, let me take you to the outside of this. So let's go to the dashboard by clicking the X button over here. Now, let me first of all go ahead and just click on publish here because I want to make sure not to lose any changes that we have done. Click the X button here and you'll go back to the WordPress website here, and I'm just going to click here to go to the dashboard. So let's go out over here. And if you want to access the menus from the dashboard, all you have to do is to click on appearance, then scroll down here, click on menus. That's all you got to do. Right, so we'll access the menus right now. Let me show you. Right, so over here, if you want to select a specific menu, come over here, select the menu that you want to select. For instance, here, the menu that's selected and that's apparent here is the footer navigation, but if you want to select the main navigation, you can click on it. And if you click on select, what this will do is it will show you the main navigation menu. Now on the main navigation menu, what you have here is the category, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, regulation, market, blockchain, business. We have a contact us page and a guide page. Now, all of these are actually tagged by what they are. So Bitcoin is not a page, it's a category. Ethereum is not a page, it's a category. And so if I wanted to add more categories to this, first thing, let me just click Save Menu. And like I said, if you want to add categories at the beginning of the course, you need to go to Posts and then click on Categories here. And then you need to go ahead and click on Add New, right? And of course, name your category. So here, let's say I'm going to name Bitcoin 2023. Let's say that that's my category. Now I can give it a slug of Bitcoin slug 2023. And if I scroll down, well, actually, I don't know why the hell I keep writing Bitcoin. It actually got onto my nerves. So I'm going to click on Add New Category here. And right now I have a category. Now I can go right now to Appearance. Well, I'm hovering, but nothing is showing. Well, let me just go back now. Right. Well, when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Right. So now I'm going to go to Menus. I'm on the main navigation already. And let's suppose I want to add a new category, and I've actually the category is named Bitcoin 2023. I can click it, add to menu, and so now we have a new category, Bitcoin 2023. And so if I save menu now, and if I go and visit the website, of course I got to do this until the menu is saved. So if I go now and open up the website, you'll notice that on the right-hand side, the Bitcoin 2023 category will be added, right? So you can see it was added except for the fact that it's a little bit cramped up. So I'm going to close this and go back here. Now let's suppose, for example, that you want to make the Bitcoin category under the Contact Us page. You can take it, drag it, and put it here. So right now, if I save menu, I want you to have a look at what this will do. So if I go over here and visit the website, this is what's going to happen. Right? A miracle. Okay, so if I hover over, or if I click in this instance, you can see the Bitcoin category is under the Contact Us page. So I can go right now and delete this category because we don't really need it. I was just showcasing to you how you can edit the menu, and I've deleted it. Now here, if you click on any one of those categories, Bitcoin, for example, you'll notice that in this category, you have more options. It's not like those normal menu categories. Now we have the mega menu category. If I click on it, it's actually disabled. And there's the reason why when we hover over Bitcoin, nothing actually happens. So how do we solve this? Or how do we add posts regarding Bitcoin? Or how do we make them show when people hover over this? Now I have the answer for you. So I'm going to select this template here. And if I scroll down here and click Save Menu, let me show you the magic here. Let me show you how powerful this theme really is. Now, if I go back to this page, of course, you have to refresh every time you make a change. That's normal. And so right now, if I just hover over Bitcoin, or click on it in this case, notice that we have this little bar. Well, actually, it's not really showing anything. I don't know. But that might be the reason why they did disable that feature. So let me try clicking on it here again. And this time, let me try to go to the mega menu and click on style number 2. Let me click save. Well, the category that's chosen here is uncategorized. So I'm going to go and change that category to maybe something, right? So mega menu category here. Let me look for Bitcoin. Click save. Now we can add some tags as well, but let me just see if this works. I do hope it does. And if it does, I am going to be very happy. And if it doesn't, I'm really going to be sad. Okay, so here, if I click, right now you can see that it works. And you can see that we have posts. All of those posts are about the topic of Bitcoin. And there are precisely 9 posts. The reason being is because here, if I go back and if I click here, we have set this up to be 9 posts. I can set it up to be only, let's say, 6. Something lower. And I can change the style. Maybe change this style. Now, here I can override the number of row. If I do override it, now we're going to have more than four articles or blogs in a row. I'm not going to do anything. But if I save menu, let me go ahead and take you to see kind of what this looks like. So I will go here to my menu and I'll just refresh this page. All right. And there you go. So if I click over here, you notice that we only have 4 because that's the limit. And if I click, you can see some more, right? So I can basically swap. And I can do the same thing for all of these others, right? So I can pretty much do the same thing for Ethereum, for regulation, market, blockchain. But here's something interesting I want to show you. Let's say, for example, that for the category of Bitcoin, you want to add a particular sign next to Bitcoin. Now notice that the background color here is a little gray, close to black. And so I'm going to take that into consideration, and so should you, but I'm going to click over here. And if I scroll down, if I click on menu icon, if I click enable icon, and if I scroll down again, you can see that we have two options. First option is you can use an image as icon. And if you click here, of course, they're going to ask you to upload an image, and it should be a small image, and usually it should be an SVG. And so Canva actually gives you access to download SVG images. But there's a very interesting website that you can go to. It's called Flat Icon. As a matter of fact, let me go and search for it now. Now, you can go to this website and download plenty of SVGs. It's a very famous website. Click on it. And inside, you can download PNGs for free, GPGs, SVGs, all you want. So you can come here and just basically download images. You have a lot. You can search. Now you can search for images, you can search for something you want to download, and that's it pretty much. Now over here, I'm going to go back to my website here, my dashboard, and I'm not going to enable image, so I'm going to disable it. I'm just going to choose a regular icon. For example, let's choose this one here. Now first things first, I need to choose a background color or a color of an icon that's different than black, because if it's black, it's not going to show. So I'm going to go for yellow because that's the color of money. Make it more intense, save menu, and let me go over here right now. And let me just refresh this page. Okay, so if I refresh the page, notice that a sign or an icon is going to be next to Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin, and next to it, there's an icon, which makes it even look a lot better, right? Now, I'm going to remove that icon because it's either we add it for all the categories or we don't. So I'm going to go to menu icon and disable the icon. Always click save, always, and that's it. So here I can see that contact us is a little way too big, right? I'm going to remove the us. So I'm going to go to pages here, all pages. And instead of contact us, I'm going to just say contact. Because it's just taking space there. So I'm going to edit this, quick edit, come here, remove that, update. I'm going to go back to appearance, menus. And let me see right now if there is no error so that we can proceed. Right, so I see that there is no error there. Now, you can do the same thing with mobile navigation. You just have to click on it and select that. If you don't select it, it's not going to show just by clicking on it. You have to click select. That's basically primordial. And here you can see that for mobile, we have a different menu. And that's only normal, right? Because people on mobile have a different way of navigating. And so you can edit the mobile's menu if you want. You can remove a page, add a page, remove a category, add a category. And for the top bar navigation, if I click on select, this one usually has the contact page, the fact page, the about page. Here we have this link that says buy Jnews. Well, we're not promoting Jnews on our website. So, and here this is called landing page. Not really sure why we should have this. So I'm going to probably just keep it, and I'm going to click save menu here. So click save, and that's it about the menus. All right, so right now let's go ahead to the customizer. So I'm going to go ahead and open the website in a new tab here. So I'm going to click out of this. Well, let's just quit. And over here, let me go hover over this, open the website in a new tab. And I want you all to hit the button customizer to customize this website. All right, so here, click on customize. And now let's go ahead to widgets over here. I know there's not much to be seen. Click on homepage settings. And then here, you notice that the homepage displays as a static page. And usually the post page should be your blog page. But here, since we have no blog page, we're running the website using this following formula of categories. So we're not going to do anything here. Now let's go to the color and layout of the website. So let me walk you through all these settings that are available to you as Jnews theme users. If I click on layout and background over here, now you can enable boxed layout. And what this will do is it will just put this in a boxed way. And you can actually right now add a background image. So if I go select an image, let me go for something. Actually, I've added all my images that I'm going to use over here. So all the images that we're going to use for the website, I've added them here. But if we do this, notice what's going to happen is that the background of the website kind of changed, okay? And so right now we have a background of this Bitcoin. And what I can do here, I can come and no repeat. Background position, I can center. Attachment background, I can actually make it scroll or fixed. The only issue is that the image is very small, and so it doesn't really fit everything. So it's necessary to basically just repeat. That way you have the image covering the background. But since I'm not really a huge fan of boxed layout, I'm just gonna disable it. And here you can modify the container background color. So the container is what contains your text. Here it is set for white. I can set it up to be yellow if I want to. Now I'm just gonna get it back to where it was. And over here, I'm gonna click publish in order not to lose changes. Let me go out. Now, side feed settings is just a side feed that you place on the left-hand side of your website. It's almost like a sidebar. Just picture it like a sidebar, except for it's on the left, and this is how it displays. Let me go ahead and activate it first. Now, it will display in a second. All right, so this is how the sidebar or the side feed actually displays. You can see that it kind of made the website shrink a little bit. But if you want to include this in your website, if you want your website to be like this, where people can come and they can see this little bar and they can scroll down to see what kind of content you have, you can do that. You can even put a number of posts, a defined number of posts that you want to show. Now, of course, they can still click on load more, but you can say, for example, I want you to show them 20 posts or 20 something before they can click on load more. And so here, because we're not going to use, or because I'm not going to use the side feed, you can use it if you want. I just think from an aesthetic point of view, it doesn't make the website look great. That's why I'm going to disable it. I'm going to go out. Now the scheme and website color, click on that. Let me walk you through all of this. Now over here, we have the base text color. It is set to basically gray. Now, I would like to set it up to be completely dark, Now, the accent color is, if I go inside of a blog post, for example here, let me go inside of the blog post to show you this in a more visible way so that you can see what I'm talking about in real time while I'm explaining it. If I scroll down over here, notice that the color of the shares is in yellow, and also the link color, the color of the link is also in yellow. And that's perfectly fine because you notice here that there's a common, the color here is basically flowing and matching with our logo because our logo also has some orange in it. So it's only good to keep it that way. Now for the, if we scroll down here, I'm going to enable a link underline and entry link color. When people click on the link, I need the color to be yellow. Well, actually, that's not really what I want. Let me make this blue. And what I want to do here is, right, you can see that that kind of went against what we really wanted. So this indeed did make it a little orange, but it also made this a little orange. And perhaps go just like this. I'm fine with that. So I think now it's pretty good. If we hover, right, let me come here, accent color. I want to change this to, let's try the red color. Let's try the red color for once. Now if I hover, well, naturally this should appear, but anyways, let me just get it back. Now over here, if we scroll down, let me scroll down to see what more do we have here. Related posts. This accent color is not really, well, Let me put it this way. And I think this is pretty good. So I think this is good. Now let me go out of this. Now mobile browser color, not necessary. Just going to keep the colors exactly as they are on mobile. And let me leave. And let's have a look at our website and how it looks from the background. And there you go. I think this looks pretty awesome, right? So let's go ahead and let's keep editing this. I'm going to click customize again. And let me take you through all of the rest of the settings that you can use to make your website look a lot better. Now next, I'm going to show you how you can add advertisements on your website. So stay tuned for that. All right, so first things first, let's start with the header. Because next to the header, there's a logo and there is this advertisement over here. So how do we change this advertisement and put it to what we want? Now here, click on Jnews header option, and then you have this advertisement. Go ahead, click on it. Okay. Now just click on this advertisement. And over here, let me just teach you something. Now we're not going to enable the above header advertisement because that's going to make the website look awful. But I'm going to show you how to do it because if you wanted to do it later on, you could know how to do it. So let's start with this first. So if I click enable above header advertisement here, at the top, we will have a slot where we can add the advertisement, except for we have 4 different ways to do this. We have image ads, Google ads, script code, and shortcode. Now in my case, because we're not registered for Google AdSense for this particular website, so we're going to just use image ads and script code. So I'm going to show you how you can use image ads to place your ads and script code. Now let me go to one of the websites that I'm affiliated with, and let me open up my App Impact account first of all. So here, I'm an affiliate with a lot of programs on App Impact. App Impact is basically a place where they manage hosting, but they manage affiliate programs. So I'm just going to select Bluehost, for example, here. And right here, I have these little banner ads and these what we call ad creatives that they gave me in order to basically create my ads. Now, let's suppose that I'm looking for a 728 by 90 pixels or pixels in size kind of banner. Now I have this one here and this one, so I'm going to go with this one here. And here I have 3 options. So I have the first option, which is the image. Let's start with that. So I'm going to download this image. So this is an image, okay? So if I open it up, this is a banner. Let me show you how to incorporate this. Now over here, since we enabled the above header advertisement and because we haven't added anything yet, there is no ad above, okay? Now let me click here on image ads, scroll down, click on select the image. And then over here, I'm going to click on upload files, click on select files. And all right, so here, I'm going to click on my image that I have just downloaded now. Now make sure that you add the alt text. Now here, I'm not going to say anything except for advertisement or header advertisement. And click on choose image. Okay, so now we have our image ad. It's at the top. Okay, and so I can scroll down here and I can click a button here to show above header advertisement text to kind of, add a little bit of a space between the top, header and the ad itself. Now over here, we have the advertisement link. So I can go and get the advertisement link. Okay, so I can go to here and the advertisement link is here, tracking link, copy tracking link. I can come back over here. I can put my tracking link. And now if anybody clicks on this and goes on to make a purchase, I make a commission. Now before hitting publish, I need to scroll down here and I want to open this in a new window and then click on publish. So now, if we go, for example, and visit the website in a new tab, if I click on that ad, it should direct me to the Bluehost website where I basically, or people can actually go and purchase. And like I said, if they make a purchase, I make a commission. So if I click, this will open up in a new tab and it will open up the Bluehost website and people can come in here and they can purchase. But anyways, let me go back to the customizer here. Now, like I said, since we're not going to be adding this, except for if you want, because if you want to add it here, that's your business. But in my case, I would not like to add it. And the reason is because there is this slot over here where we can add an advertisement, and it just looks a lot better. Okay, it just looks a lot more stylish. So I'm going to disable the above ad, and I'm going to scroll down here. Now this here is what we call the header advertisement. As you can see, it's already enabled. And if we were to disable it, it's going to remove this slot over here. Okay. Now I'm going to enable it back. I just wanted to show you actually what it does. Now this time I'm not going to use an image ad. I'm going to use a script code. And script code is really interesting because it doesn't require me to add my affiliate link. So it comes, ready with everything. So I'm going to click copy the code. There is the script code, and I can paste my script code over here. And there you go. Now there is no reason for me to show header advertisement text here. There is no real reason for me to do that, because if I do it, it's going to look a little awful here with the advertisement text kind of shining. People can see this website is full of advertisement. I want it to seem seamless. Okay, so I'll just leave it like that. And what I want to do here, I want to enable an ad underneath this menu. So if I scroll down, you have this option, which is enable below header advertisement. I'm going to just click on that and scroll down over here. I'm going to use script code, except for this time, let's suppose we want to add a different ad. All right. So I'm affiliated with this website called Merch Titans, and they have actually given me these two little ads. Now, these ads are a little more, I would say, creative. They have some animations in there. So I can take this ad, even though it's not the exact same size that would fit there, but let me just put it. And I'm okay with showing the below header advertisement text for this particular header, only not for the first one. And so now we will have an advertisement here under the menu. And you can see that now this is a perfect way to monetize a website. Let me click publish. Now, when anyone clicks on these links, remember that anytime someone makes a purchase, we make a commission. Now, you also have to remember that some affiliate programs will actually pay you per CPC, cost per click. Some programs will pay you only if someone purchases a product from their website. So it might be a software, it might be a membership, it might be a hosting. So only if they do purchase something, only then will you be able to make your affiliate commission. So there's two ways to go about this. Either you sign up to affiliate programs, and of course, when you sign up to these affiliate programs, they're going to give you, just like they gave me, they're going to give you access to what we call ad creatives or assets. And then you can download those assets and you can use them or integrate them in your website in whichever way you see fit. You can integrate them by using an ad code, or you can integrate them by using them as an image. And then you can take care of putting the affiliate link. Just make sure that you put the right affiliate link, because if you put the wrong one, even if people go on to make a purchase, you won't make a commission. Now, this is the results, but still, we have to keep incorporating ads on our website. Now, if I scroll down over here, let me just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I see that here we have an ad, and here we also have an ad, except for this time, we would not be able to edit these ads from here, at least not that I know of. So that's why I want you to open up the page, the home page, in a new tab, and then click Edit with Elementor over here. Now, if you don't see Edit with Elementor, this could be two ways. It could be that you haven't installed Elementor, or that Elementor is not up to date. Okay, so that's one of the things. So you can just go back, check if Elementor is installed or if it's up to date. Now over here, it is opening up Elementor, and well, I'm going to create a very, very big Elementor website, not website, but tutorial in which I'm going to show you really how to master Elementor. But anyways, let's keep adding some advertisements here. I'm going to scroll down, and you can see this ad. I can click it. Now this ad is a little bit different because it's 345 by 345. I'm not sure if we can find something of this size. That's why I'm just going to use this ad code and hopefully it will fit. So here, instead of image ads, I'm going to click it. Same way, I'm going to choose script code and I'm going to paste my code down here. Do not click apply. Let's wait for a second and I can see that the ad kind of fits. Now I'm going to scroll down over here. We have this other ad, so I'm going to click on it. This time I have no problem using image ads since it's a 970 by 90 pixels. So we can use this particular one. There you go. Right, so let me just wait until I see it. And of course, remember that you have to add the affiliate link. So I'm going to have to go back over here to the program and get my tracking link. Make sure that you get the right tracking link and paste. Open ad in a new tab, update. I'm going to do the same thing here for this one because I didn't check the box to open the app in a new tab. I think it does automatically anyway, so let's just scroll down. And you can see that right now there's no more ads to add. So just make sure that you publish, close this window. Let's go back over here. Let's visit the website and I want to see how this looks like in real time. So I'm pretty sure this is going to look a lot better than we'd imagine. So let's wait for a second here. And boom, there you go. So right now, if I scroll down, you can see that right now we have our ads placed in the exact positions that we want. So now what I want you to do is focus and click on Edit Page. Okay. Now we want to get to the Gutenberg editor because I have something else. I want to enable the page loop. And the page loop will make my website look a lot bigger than it is. It's going to play the website or the page in a loop. Okay. So if I scroll down over here, if I click Enable Page Loop, and if I update, right, let's just wait for it to update and let me go ahead and click to preview this in a new tab. So I'm going to click Preview in a new tab. Let me close that editor, quit. And if I scroll now, we're going to have a website that doesn't finish. And if you have the more blogs you have, if you have 1,000 blogs, it's going to make your website a lot bigger because people are just going to continue scrolling. The website is not going to have an end. And that makes your website look big in the eyes of your visitors because they will say, oh, well, this feels like a big website. I don't know why it didn't work. So I'm going to have to go back to the dashboard and open the page this way. Sometimes it sucks. But now the website is loading. So if I scroll down now, I should be able to see the changes. All right, so if I scroll down, you can see that the website has grown bigger. And there's 6 more pages that people can load. This is just the first one. If they click, they can go to the second one. And here we have a default sidebar that is following us. So if I scroll down right now this is the second page, we need to edit this sidebar. And on that sidebar, I need to add a contact form to allow people to subscribe. But first off, let me go ahead and take care of adding the advertisement here. Then we're going to add the subscription form. So over here, I'm going to go back to the dashboard. And then I want you to go to plugins. Let me search for example, first of all, if the Mailchimp plugin was installed. If it was not installed, I'm going to install it. All right, so let me scroll down here. All right, there's no Mailchimp plugin there. So I'm going to click on Add New from here. And let me go and search for Mailchimp, okay? Mailchimp. That's the one. So I search for Mailchimp. Let me search for it. Okay. All right, so we have MC4WP Mailchimp for WordPress. This is the one downloaded by 2 million people, compatible with WordPress. Let's just install this, and I'll show you in a second how you can use this. Don't worry. No worries. Come on. All right, so here, let's just wait for a second. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for a plugin to download. Well, in the meantime, how are you doing? I'm just kidding here. Just trying to relieve the tension. So I'm going to click Activate. And of course, we'll go back to plugins, right? And so here, the plugin was activated, so I can click on it from here. Hover, click on Mailchimp. And let me show you how you can connect Mailchimp to the WordPress dashboard. Now here, I can see it's already connected, but I'm just going to remove this code. Click on Save Changes to disconnect. I don't know why it was connected, but maybe this stuff is automatic, but let me show you a way that normally will work for you. So here, go and look for Mailchimp. Mailchimp. I'll go ahead, click on Mailchimp Marketing Automation and Email Platform. And if you don't have an account, you can click Sign Up. If you have an account, then just click on Log In, and you'll be able to log into your account. So in my case, I'm going to click on Log In. Now, of course, log into your account by entering your credentials. And let me show you how you can find the API key for your Mailchimp. Right, so here, click on this profile down below. Just click here. And then click on Profile. And it gets a little tricky, right? I'm just kidding, it doesn't really get any trickier. So here, click on Extras. Click on API Keys. Okay, and right here, I want you to focus. Now, if you scroll down, you'll find I have a lot of API keys that I've been creating. So I'm going to revoke this one. And I'm going to create a new one from scratch. Let me show you how you can create an API key from scratch. Easy peasy, okay? All right, so scroll down over here to the bottom. Click Create New Key. Now give your key a name and click on Generate. Then copy this to clipboard and click on Done. Now go back to your website, and here in the place or in the spot of API key, paste your API key and click on Save Changes. Now this is not all, because we still have to create a form. So right now go to Form here. All right, click on Form. Now scroll down. This is the form, and this is how it's going to look. All right, so this is the form code, and this is the form preview. Now, this is the short code, but we're not going to be using the short code. And let me show you why in a second. Now, I want you to go to Appearance, or actually hover over it. Well, it really makes me mad when it doesn't work. This hover thing, right? Let's hover back here. Right now it works. And I want you to go to Widgets. Okay. And let's do two things at once. Let's start off first with the ad on the sidebar. So click on your default sidebar here to kind of bring out exactly what we have on that sidebar. I'm going to click. Now we have an ad block. I can click on the ad block, then go to General, and you can see here we have this ad. We don't want this, so I'm going to change the script code. I'm going to go back here to my affiliate program. I'm going to copy that code, come back here, paste my code. And I don't want to show the advertisement text. I'm just going to save. Right now we have taken care of adding the code. The only thing left right now is to add the Mailchimp form. So scroll down to the bottom and look for Mailchimp sign up form. Click on it and make sure that you keep clicking and drag and drop or draw. Just go to the top. Now you can either add your Mailchimp sign up form above your ad or under your ad. Whichever way you prefer to add it is your own choice. Now I'm going to add it above the ad block, and I'm going to name it Subscribe. Now if I click Save, we have our form. Okay, our form is ready. So if I go right now and visit the website in a new tab, let me show you in a second what I'm talking about. Right? So our changes are going to take effect. So if I scroll down to the bottom here, because that's where the sidebar is, you can see now we have a subscribe form. We have our ad, which is different than the generic one that we had at the beginning. And even at the bottom here, we have this little sign up form now that people can add an email address on. Only issue is that you can notice that the footer logo is not the same as the header logo. Now we can edit that by using the footer builder here. Now, that's what we're going to do next. All right, so let's take care of the footer, get it out of the way. Now here, click on the footer builder. by clicking on it. Okay, now we have the footer builder, and over here you have the footer. Click edit with Elementor, and it will take us to Elementor so that we can edit the footer. Okay, so the first thing we'll edit is the logo. So I'm going to click on the logo here, and we'll change this logo by choosing a different image. So let's go, for instance, here. This is the one. Click on insert. So right now the logo has been changed. Now for the rest of the stuff, I'm going to click here, and instead of copyright by Jnews crafted, now here you need to add copyright 2023 hyphen, and you must add the name of your own website, which is crypto zoo. Crypto coin, I'm sorry. Crypto zoo is the scam, Logan Paul scam. And here, crypto coin blog. Okay. Now I'm going to, instead of B, make it bigger. And right now we have this. Now let me click here as well. Now we need to change this. I'm pretty sure I have changed it in the menu, but I don't know why it is still looking like this. But anyways, I think we've done a pretty good job here. Let me click here first. This is the short code. Now, I only have one issue, and that is I don't want the email address here to appear, but I really don't think we can do anything much because this is free form. But let's click on update, and it's better than nothing. Okay, so right now the footer was completely edited. There's another thing you need to know about the footer is that you can customize the layout of the footer. You can change this layout entirely, and you can do that from the customizer, not from Elementor. So if you want to do this, well, first of all, let me go to the customizer and refresh the page. And I want to take you to the footer option, Jnews footer option. Okay, that's where we need to go. So click on footer option here. Click on footer layout, and you'll see that you have a bunch of layouts over here that you can choose from. We have this one, this one, this one. We have a lot of them. And you can choose whichever one you see fit. Now, if you click on footer option, you can change the color of your footer. You can change the copyright color, the copyright link color. You can modify all those colors from there. But I don't think there is anything really to be modified. I think everything here looks pretty good. And so I'm just going to leave it like that and click right out of this. Now still, right now we have added advertisements on the website, that's true, but we still haven't added advertisements inside of a blog. All right, so we have to add advertisements inside of blog posts. I'll show you how to set that up very easily. All right, so let me show you how you can add advertisements inside of the post. Now over here, scroll down, click on advertisement option, click on article ads, and that's it. Now, we don't want to enable above article advertisement because what that will do is it will enable an advertisement before the title itself. And so we don't want to be too spammy there, right? So we want to take it a little bit slower. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to enable top content advertisement on the other hand. I'm going to click this one here and it will add a slot right here, which is exactly where we need it to be. Now I'm going to go for script code and let me go and get my ad. So I'm going to go to App Impact. Let me get this same ad code. Let me copy, come back and paste. And there you go. And I can click Show Top Content Advertisement. And right now it is being added. Okay. So what I can do more is I can add ads inside of the content. Okay, so inside of the text. Now here we can add, unfortunately, only 3 advertisements inside of the paragraphs. We cannot add any more. So I'm going to click Enable Inline Content 1 Advertisement. Go for script code. This time let me go and try to get something bigger, right? Just a little bit. I'm going to click this one here. There's an error for some reason. Maybe I was logged out. Actually, I was logged out, so I'm going to have to go back here and just get the script code back. So I'm going to go for this one here. Add code. Scroll down, copy code, come back here. and here. So I'm going to copy paste my code. Now the code will be added on paragraph number 3 or after paragraph number 3. And in fact, I don't want it to be added there. So I want it to be added a little bit after that. Okay, so I'm going to go for paragraph number 6. Now here, I want to show an advertisement saying, or a text saying that this is an advertisement. So I'm going to click here. And if I scroll down right now, you can see my advertisement. Now I can continue doing this for 2 more times. I can place more ads. But I think that would be overdoing, all right? So since we already have an ad at the beginning and then an ad in the middle, it's just gonna look bad, okay? Now here, the parallax advertisement, I highly recommend you not to go for that type of ad. So just scroll down over here and enable bottom content. Yes, actually, we have no problem with the bottom content ad. I'm going to enable it, except for I'm gonna have to go and look for the proper advertisement for this. I'm going to look for this particular one here. Go to add code, copy code, come back here, paste my code, scroll down, show, bottom ad advertisement, and this is where the ad is going to be added. So here, enable below article advertisement, and that's below at the end. Okay, so I'm going to click enable below, and that will enable a slot here. So since I already have the previous code copied, I'm just going to paste it there. Show below article. Let me come here and publish. So now we have our ads exactly in all the right places. We have placed them all across the website. So yeah, I think we're pretty good here. Except for you could get an ad that's a little bit bigger than this. All right. So if you have an ad that in terms of length is lengthier than this, you can get it. But I don't think we have one for here. And for the rest, there's no reason for you to just go through them because we've actually done everything. Now, as far as the post itself, this is how it is formatted. We have the post and we have the sidebar on the right-hand side. And this is because if you go to single post option here, click on single post option, we have chosen the template number 1, which actually shows the post with an image, title, image, and then text. And it also shows the sidebar on the right-hand side. And here, if I scroll down, we are using the right sidebar. So if you want to change this, if you want to make it a left sidebar, you can click left sidebar. It will change the left sidebar. It's up to you. I'm not going to make any changes here, so I'm going to go out. And I'm going to show you the social view or social likes and view and how you can basically manipulate the social likes and view over here. How you can change this to, let's say, 15,000 visitors instead of just 1,500. And by the way, this number is already fake. So, I mean, we're just going to edit a fake number, right? So I'm not going to do anything else. All right, so I'm going to go here and click on social like and view. Now over here, if you click on social bar, view and like, now we can control this stuff. Let me scroll down to make sure that I'm leveled. Now, if I scroll down over here, you can see that we have Facebook, then Twitter, and that's because of this layout over here. Now here, if I click, it's Facebook. And if I click here, it's Twitter. And you can add more if you want. So you can click, you can choose your network. You have a lot of networks over here. Choose one. Now I'm just going to click on delete because I just want to keep 2 as the principal or as the main share networks. And as far as the secondary share networks, they are set to LinkedIn and Google+. I don't see why Google+ is interesting. I'm going to delete it. And I'm just going to keep Pinterest. Okay, so here, social share threshold is 0. Now here, we have started with 190, right? Now let's say that I put this as 191. Look at what's going to happen right now. What's going to happen is that the number of social shares is not going to show. Okay, we're only going to see the number of views. That is because I set the social share threshold to 191. So now if I want to show, or if I want to see the number of shares have to be more than 191 before they will display over here. Now, if I scroll down, you can see that I also can control how many times this post was viewed. And initially, this is set to 1,452. I can make it to, let's say, 15,000. And so right now, the number of social shares is going to show because the number of social shares is based on view. And what they do basically is they just take the number of views and they multiply it by 13%. And that's why it gave them 2,000. And that's why, even though the social share threshold is set to 191, we can still see now the number of shares. Now, if I scroll down, you can increase the number of social shares or the percentage of social shares based on view, just 26% if you want. You can also increase the number of likes based on view, because at the top, you can see how many people have liked your post. Now, if I scroll down, I would like to make this bigger. Normally, it should appear over here. If it's not appearing, then it's just because of a simple problem. Let me go out over here. Let me click on social icon. Now, social icons are here at the top, and you need to make sure that you add your social media channels. So your Facebook page, your Twitter, your Google+, your LinkedIn, you have to add your links over here and make sure that you publish. Now here, when it comes to social share, select and share, let's see what we have there. Enable, right? So you can enable it or disable it. Instagram feed, not interesting. Social meta settings. Let me scroll down. I think this is pretty good. And that's it. Now let's go to one more feature of this customizer before I take you and show you how you can basically create an SEO optimized blog post. And also I can show you how to connect your website to Google Analytics and Search Console. I need you to click here on font, right? So we have this Jnews font option. Now here's where you can come and you can manipulate the font of your website. Now I'm not going to touch anything, but you can come here and have some fun, all right? So have some fun modifying these fonts. Here's where you can modify the body font. You can even modify the colors, the size. You can modify anything you want from here. All the fonts are changeable from here. And because I don't want to mess the design of my website up, I'm not going to do that. And so I'm going to have to go out of this because I think we've done a pretty good job of explaining how to use the customizer. So next, what I want you to do is I want you to exit and go back to the dashboard, because we need to install a plugin that we didn't yet install it. It's called Rank Math. So go to plugins over here, click on add new, and let us add this specific plugin. All right, so let me go ahead and look for this plugin called Rank Math. Right, and so let's just download this plugin and set it up. So here, I'm going to click install. You can see that it was last updated just 7 hours ago, installed by 1 million people, and compatible with our version of WordPress, which is exactly what we want. So this plugin is very, very easy to set up, and not only will it enable you to create highly optimized SEO articles, but at the same time, it will enable you to connect your website with Google Analytics and Search Console. Right, so it's clearly taking a little bit of time for it to load. So click on activate once the plugin was installed and wait. Now I want you to click on connect your account. Over here, click on OK, activate now. Now here on the advanced option, click on start wizard. Now here, select what your blog is about. Now here, I just selected this as a personal blog, but you can select something like a small business, something like that. And here, make sure that your website's name is what you want it to be. Website alternate name, add that if you want. And over here, personal organization name, so you can add your organization name. And as far as the logo, I'm just going to go ahead and add my logo here. Now these are necessary information for them because they want to index you to Google Search Console and Google Analytics. So I'm going to go for my normal logo, and hopefully the logo doesn't drip. Right, I see that this logo is not really well. Let's look for this one. And this one here, it doesn't go out of the safe zone. So that's pretty awesome. Now here, when it comes to default social share image, what this is when people share your post on social media, sometimes we forget to add the featured image. And so if you forgot to add the featured image, this image that you add or upload over here is what they're going to use when they don't find an image for a specific post. So let me go ahead and create an image for them. I'm going to go here create a new Canva tab. Now let's look at the size here. It's 1200 by 630 pixels. All right, so let me look for it. 1200 by 630. Create new design. And of course over here I'm going to click on elements. And let me search for something that has to do with cryptocurrency. Okay, I'm going to find a fancy cryptocurrency image. And that's what we're going to use. Cryptocurrency, okay? Go to photos, not graphics. Now I'll pick this one here, I like it. Set it up as background image. Download again. Come back over here. Add or upload. Upload files, select files. There you go. Let me wait for a second here. And there you go. So I've added my image. Just make sure that you add what this image is about. We don't want to get sued for not being ADA compliant, even though we're pretty good people here. So let me just wait for a second now. All text. Okay, so let's name this cryptocurrency. Use this file, scroll down, save and continue. Now, if you think we're done, we're actually not done yet. So click on Connect Google Services. Choose an account. Now, normally the account that you're going to choose should be the same account that you have used to basically create the website. Scroll down and click on Continue, okay? And this way we will be able to connect to Google Search Console and Google Analytics. So I want to scroll down a little bit here. Make sure that you select your website. All right, so let me just wait for a second. It's still loading. And over here, select the account, the Google Analytics account, select a property, and select the view. Right. Scroll down. Now, you can also connect with Google AdSense, except for Google AdSense is paid, right? So if you don't have the pro version of Rank Math, you won't be able to connect Google AdSense to your account. Besides, I highly recommend you not to do this from here or not to connect your website from here. I highly recommend you to go ahead, train yourself after this course to write about 30 blog posts on the topic of cryptocurrency, and then post them on your website, get some traffic to them by different ways or via different means, and simply connect your Google AdSense in the normal fashion that everybody does. Click on Save and Continue. Now, you'll find a lot of videos on YouTube teaching you how to connect Google AdSense and how to incorporate Google Ads on your website. Trust me, it's not a difficult process. It's just like what I've taught you, except for Google will give you an ID that you can use and you can place on your website to place some ads. Now here, don't touch anything. Just click Save and Continue. Touch nothing. Scroll down, click Save and Continue again. And that's it. So here, click on Return to Dashboard. And everything is fine now. So only thing that's left is to go ahead, find a topic that we can talk about, write something about it regarding cryptocurrency, and I'll show you how to use ChatGPT to do that. So let's do it. All right, so let's go and look for a hot topic around the topic of cryptocurrency. So let's look for hot topics or trending cryptocurrency topics. Cryptocurrency, right? News. And here we have Coin Market Cap. This is a website. Let's click on it first and see kind of what they're doing here. So crypto, right? Bitcoin, Shiba Inu. Right, we have all these coins, US dollar coin. And let me just go, right, so here, there are no blog posts. Let's go out. Let's look for a website with blogs. Here we have crypto.com, right? It's also the same thing. Trending cryptocurrency by market capitalization, right? So here, right? So here we have this blog post by Forbes. We want to write something similar, even better. We're going to make it the top 7 cryptocurrencies of 2023. Now here they have written this. We're going to write it something a little bit different, right? So here they're showing featured partners. These guys are, this is how they're making affiliate commissions. they have joined these partners, and every time you click and go and take an action on these guys' websites, they'll make money, right? Now you can see that this is a very simple blog post, nothing too fancy here, so nothing to be impressed with. And I'll show you how to write an even better blog post than this. So I want you to go and open up a ChatGPT window, but before that, before opening that up, I want you to go and look for this extension known as RPM. Just look for it, okay? Don't ask me, not now. Right? Look for it, install that extension. I actually already have it installed. And so once you install the extension, go back to ChatGPT, click on New Chat, and over here, when you install the extension, this is what you'll be able to see. You'll be able to have access to 1,785 prompts, okay? Now you can use any one of these prompts. So for example, let's say that you want to create a book, okay? You want to create a book in one click. You have a prompt made by this guy 3 weeks ago, and this will enable you to write a book in one click, right? With different chapters. You can see how many times this was actually viewed, but you can actually try it out for yourself. Now I'm more interested with the human written 100% unique SEO optimized article, so that's what I'm going to click on. Right, click on that. Now it is already selected, and here make sure that you select the topic. So I'm going to say top 7 cryptocurrencies of 2023. And so it's going to go ahead and write it for ourselves, and you can see that it's ready, right? Everything is ready here. No reason for us to do anything besides copy paste. And of course, if we are generous, we can add some images. So here I'm going to copy paste this article. As you can see, it doesn't really require any SEO knowledge here. Everything is easy peasy. Copy, come back here, and what I want you to do here is go to posts, click on add new. Let's add our new post, and let me show you how to do this, okay? So just give your post a title. That will be the H1. Remember where I taught you about headings? Right, so remember this lesson at the beginning. And here, write the top 7 cryptocurrencies in 2023. Now also there's an amazing extension that you have to install. It's called Grammarly, all right? So go search for Grammarly. And this extension can be added on your website. Now you just have to add it on Chrome, and you'll be able to see what mistakes you have made, right? So go for Grammarly extension, Grammarly Checker and Writing app, and install that on your Chrome browser. That will do. Now, because I already have installed it, I have it there. Now here, once I've added the title, I'm just going to paste my entire blog, and now we have an entire blog. Now, if we are generous, we can add an FAQ. So I'm going to go ahead back here to ChatGPT, and I'm going to ask it, please write an FAQ. So it's going to go ahead and write an FAQ. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to say, I don't want the FAQ to be bulleted or numbered. Okay, right. I'm going to stop it and say, God damn you, I told you that I don't want it to be numbered or bulleted. I don't want bullets or numbers. Okay. Well, I keep telling it I don't want bullets or numbers, and the problem is that it keeps writing bullets. Okay. All right. Please write a simple FAQ. No bullets. No numbers. Just question and answer. All right, so here, I think this is much better. And I'm going to go back here to my Gutenberg, and here I'm going to name this frequently asked questions. And then I'm going to take this entire thing. I'm going to go here, go to heading, and I'm going to change this to H6. Then I'm going to go to size here. I'm going to go to XL, or instead just L. Scroll down. So this is an H6, and it's also huge. Huge, like Donald Trump would say. So I'm going to copy all these FAQs. You're going to ask me, well, why is it that you're adding FAQs? Number one, they're making the blog post bigger. Number two, an FAQ contributes to SEO. Because people are generally not looking, when they're looking for a topic, they're generally not looking just for that topic. They're looking for different topics. And so by enabling them the option to see answers regarding different topics, basically you help them a lot. And by helping them a lot, you help yourself as well. And so here, this one here, I'm going to make it bold. I'm going to make all the questions bold. In fact, I could have made them italic, but prefer not to. Right, so sometimes it annoys me when I can't do what I want to do. Right, so here, everything is bold. That's it. So now let's go ahead and add some images. So I'm going to add an image of Bitcoin. Right, so let me search for here on Canva. Let's go create a new design. Let me search for Bitcoin. So what the idea is to add just a couple of images. So I'm going to add an image for Bitcoin, but you can also do it for all of them. So you can do it for all of these currencies. I think I'm just going to do it for Bitcoin and for Ethereum. So let me go back here. Let me search for Bitcoin. Enter. Go to Elements. Well, let me search for it again. Bitcoin. Photos. Now, we have some photos over here. I'm going to go for this one. Set image as featured. I could have made it shinier, but I just prefer not to. And so I'm just going to go back here. Now, you can do one other thing. If you don't like these types of images, you can use these images with what we call transparent background. And I think these will do well, especially if you use the transparent background. So when I add it, it's going to fit really well inside of the blog post. So if I go, for example, here, underneath Bitcoin, I can click on the plus button here, and I can click on image, and I'll just upload this image. All right, so if I scroll down here, I'll go to downloads, click, and paste. Now the image is quite big, so we can make it smaller, no issues, just like this. And we can caption this. Now for the caption, I'm going to say top. For the caption, I'm just going to use the title. Click here. So where's the caption? Come on, God damn it. I can't see it for now. Okay, well, let me just let it rest. Okay. All right, so now I see. I can add this caption, but I can also add more stuff. I can say Bitcoin. All right. So now if I scroll down, let's add another image and we'll be done with that. So let's add an image of Ethereum. I can continue doing this with all of the cryptocurrencies. Now here we have this interesting Ethereum image. Right, so I'm just going to go ahead with the image and just simply, I think I'm going to make it shinier, right? Edit image. There you go. I'm going to download it with a transparent background. Let me come back. I think these kind of images give a better look globally to the website, right? So here we have the Ethereum. Let me click plus image, upload. There you go. Right, so now click on the image, add that image. Okay. Now it needs to level up with the other image as well. So I'm going to have to reduce the size of the image. There you go. And of course, I'm going to paste the caption right here. And next to it, I'm going to say Ethereum. All right. So I can do it. I can do this for all of the other ones, but I prefer not to. Now here, as far as the alt text and stuff, let's leave that for when we're going to optimize this for SEO. Now, first thing is first, if you want to optimize this for SEO, here's what you got to do. Click on this element. Since we've activated rank math, this will take you here. Now, since we didn't actually add a title or basically a focus keyword, I'm going to take cryptocurrencies and make it a keyword. So if I add cryptocurrencies and make it a keyword, notice what happens is that this has went to 66. Now this is supposing that I want to rank for cryptocurrencies, but you can also similarly use a different keyword such as Bitcoin. Now if I use Bitcoin, it's not going to be optimized much. And the reason why is because Bitcoin is not really repeated inside of the post much. So here, when it comes to cryptocurrencies, you can see here cryptocurrencies, 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 cryptocurrencies. So at least in a paragraph, you'll find cryptocurrencies 3 times. But when it comes to Bitcoin, you won't find it. That's why it is not really wise to use Bitcoin as the basic focus keyword. So I'm going to use cryptocurrencies here. I want you to click on edit snippet. Now here we don't have the URL yet. So I'm going to take the title here and I'm going to make a URL of it. Click edit snippet. Come over here, paste this. And instead of spaces, I'm just going to remove the spaces and add hyphens. Right? Like I said, this is the perfect way to create a URL, is to name it after your post. That way you make it easier for Google to interpret what this page is about, or what this post is about. Now, next, I'm going to have to change the description. Now, there is no description here. It's just they're showing you what the description would be. So I'm going to go back here. But first off, note that the description shouldn't really be more than 160 words. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. And I'm going to ask it, please write a meta description and integrate this phrase in it. All right, so now it's going to write the meta description. Now what I'm going to say, make the description no more than 160 characters, not words. Actually, I got it wrong at the beginning. I thought it was words. So here, explore the top 7 cryptocurrencies in 2023. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, paste it here. Okay, now this is supposed to increase the SEO a little. Well, didn't really do much. Focus keyword not found in the URL. Well, actually, I think you guys are. I think you're blind. I think rank math is blind, because I have just added the permalink in the snippet, but it just for some reason couldn't detect it. I'm not gonna bother with it. For the rest, it says everything is good. I'm gonna click on additional. Add an image with your focus keyword as an alt text. Okay, well, let me click on this wheel. Set featured image. Now, on the media library, like I said, I have a bunch of images here, so I'm just going to select one of them. All right, so let me go, for example, with this one. And here, I'm going to say, I'm going to use, right, top. Right, I'm going to use the focus keyword, right, or the title. And the title should contain the focus keyword, right? So paste, set, and hopefully this will increase the SEO, right? I'm pretty sure it should do. Now, if it doesn't, I'm not going to be happy, right? So it did. Now I'm going to click on this image as well, go to alt text, paste this, scroll down, click on this image as well, go to alt text, paste, and then I'm going to go to the SEO score. Hopefully we've improved. Now click on additional. Here they're saying link out to external resources. Okay. So I'm going to click on cryptocurrency, click on link. Then let me go, for instance, and let me just link to a specific cryptocurrency website, right? So let me look for Bitcoin. Let's find the website that ranks at the top. Now we have bitcoin.org. Now let me copy bitcoin.org, come back here, paste the bitcoin.org. Now I don't know why this doesn't click, but anyways, I'm going to click here. And so now we have added a link. You can see that our SEO score has improved. We couldn't find any internal links. Well, no problem. We can solve that. I'm going to click on preview and preview in a new tab. And let me go and get a link. Let me go and get a blog posts link. Now, the good thing about a cryptocurrency blog is that it is a more niched website. So what happens is that there's no problem in linking to blogs between them because they're all talking about the same thing. They're talking about cryptocurrency. Now, the problem is when you're operating a news website and sometimes you need to make sure you manage your links, and it is difficult to find a relevant post to link to because most posts are not relevant to each other's. And so here I'm just going to go for US commodities. I'm going to click view. And you can see right here that you can click on instant indexing to index your page on Google Search Console. That's the topic of another course. I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to go and try to find also something, or the cryptocurrencies, link out, type the URL. I wish I could open this in a new tab, but it just doesn't. And so now we have an internal link. The SEO score is 85. Now title readability is good. They're saying that our title doesn't have a power world. Now that's funny because I don't know if the top is not a power world, but let me try the best 7 cryptocurrencies. Okay, so yeah, I think it improved. We have one power world, like they say, in 2023. Can you think of another power world? Because I don't really know power words except for best. The best and most, and the best and most, let's try and most profitable. Let's try this. I know this is a little too far-fetched, but we're trying some power words here. It doesn't work. All right, so let me just keep it at the best 7 cryptocurrencies in 2023. I'm going to click on content readability. Here, we don't have a table of contents. They're right. So we're going to have to add a table of contents. And so I'm just going to click the plus button anywhere I find it. Actually, let me just add a space for the plus button. Click. And then look for table of contents. Now click on the table of contents. And then click here to drag it just a little bit to the top. At the top, right? We want it to be at the very top, okay? There you go. Now, as far as this, I can click on the table of contents, go to the wheel. Right, so let me click on it here. Now, as far as the background, I can modify the background to something like this. Let me change the background a bit. Click. Right, I think this is a good background. Only, I'm going to click on this. And I'm going to click a reusable block that I'm going to name TOC because I want to use this later for the rest of the other posts. Now, I'm going to click on publish. And so now, if I publish immediately, this post is very, very highly SEO optimized. Trust me on that. We got a great score and we don't know anything about cryptocurrencies. That's the good news. Let me click here. So you can see it's 88. Right, 88 on a scale of 100. I thought it was going to be 91, but 88 is also good. I can see that the TOC or table of contents is still loading for some reason, some strange reason. But anyways, I think we've done a pretty good job. So now let me go ahead to my website here. I'm going to close this one down. And I want to click on my logo here. Right? And so I think everything is done, right? And this is the blog, right? It's uncategorized, so let's give it a category. Let's go to categories here. Now we're going to add it to the category of, let's say, blockchain. So let's just remove the uncategorized and add it to blockchain. Update. We could add some tags, but don't fancy that. And so now if I go back and simply refresh the page, what you'll notice is that right now, it's not going to be uncategorized anymore. It's going to have the category of blockchain, right? And you can see that that looks pretty good. So if I click inside of the post to go inside and have a look at it, let's see what this gives us. The 7 best cryptocurrencies in 2023. You can see we have a table of contents, interesting stuff, images. There you go. I think this is pretty cool. And the table of contents will allow people to go down and up to whatever they want to go. So if they want to read about Cardano, they can click and they will go directly to Cardano. You can see an ad over here that they can click on if they want to do us a favor. You can see related articles. You can even see related articles inside of the blog post itself. That's interesting. Now I'm going to go back to the dashboard here. And right now what's left is only to show you how to add a contact form on the Contact Us page and how to create a privacy policy page to wrap up with this course. All right, so now I want you to go to Pages and find the Contact page. Then, of course, open the page in a new tab. And you can see right here, we have this little contact form box that doesn't work. I have a simple solution around that. Click on Edit with Elementor. All right, so make sure that you click Edit with Elementor here. And if it actually doesn't work, like in my case here, I don't know, surprisingly, it doesn't work. Click on Edit Page, and from Gutenberg, I think we can just go ahead and click Edit with Elementor from Gutenberg. Right, so here, let's click Edit with Elementor from here, and we'll be able to access Elementor directly from Gutenberg. All right, so now if I scroll down here, you can see this little form. I want you to click on this entire thing. Scroll down to the bottom of this, click on the form, and click Enter. Right, okay. So let me just click out now and see if this solves the problem. It actually didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to go back to the dashboard and then go and look for plugins, look for installed plugins. Now, if there is a plugin called Contact Form 7, and that's pretty good. If it doesn't exist, go ahead and install it. So here, I didn't find it. So I'm going to click on Add New. And let me go ahead and install the plugin known as Contact Form 7 to allow us to basically install forms, or basically put forms on the contact page. So here, look for it. This is a completely free plugin, so you're not going to pay anything. Don't worry about that. Click on Install Now. Then activate. And then go here, click on Settings. And then let's take this code. Okay, so I'm going to take the code and let me show you what I will do with it. So I'll go back here, I'll click on this, and then just at the bottom here, I'm just going to delete that code and try this code from scratch. So now this code works better. All right, so everything is set. We have a contact page. It looks pretty good. And I can just click on Update to make sure that my changes are updated. Now, the only thing that's left is to go ahead and create the privacy policy page. So I'm going to close this window and let me take you to Pages. Now let's look for Pages, all pages. Let's see if we have a privacy policy page, and if we don't, we're just going to create it. And we're going to use ChatGPT to write the content for us. So here, I'm going to click on Add New. Right? And this page, we're going to name it Privacy Policy Page. Okay, so here, Privacy Policy. That's it. Now, before we publish, I'm going to go to ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, I run a crypto blog and want you to create a good privacy policy. Okay, so here it's going to write the privacy policy for us. All we'll have to do is to just paste or copy paste the privacy policy as it is. So let me just wait for it. So here it has completed writing the privacy policy. I'm just going to copy it, come back over here and paste it. Only you need to make sure that here you need to add your website. All right, so if your website is cryptocoin.com, then this is what you should add there. And here, add your email address, click on Publish, and right now you have your privacy policy page. Except for, we need to do one more thing. which is to make sure that the privacy policy page is at least at the footer, right? So let me click on publish, publish again, and I'll go back to the dashboard. Let me open the dashboard in a new tab. Now, if I scroll down over here, right now we have the privacy policy page. So I'll go to appearance. I'll click on menus. And if I scroll down here, we have this by Jnews. I was wondering where it came from, so I'm just going to remove the bloody thing. And here on view all, I'm going to pick privacy policy and add it, right? So now instead of that by Jnews, we have the privacy policy, and that's pretty good. Let me click on save menu. Okay, so now I think we're set. Last thing is, I'm going to show you how you can speed up your website by giving you some tips on how to speed up your website, because the last thing you want is to create a website that's perfect, that looks perfect as this website here, only to be slow. The last thing that people want is a slow website where they have to wait. People nowadays don't want to wait. And site speed is not a lux or luxury as it was in the past. In the past, it could be, right, it was possible, and you could have done it. You could have had a slow website when we were kids. I mean, I didn't care if a website was slow or not. So, but now it's not the same thing. You have to have a fast website, and this is what I'm going to teach you next. Right, so the first tip to speed up your website is this. I want you to go to the WordPress dashboard here, and I want you to go to media, okay? Now, when you're adding images, or when you add images on your blog or on your website, you need to make sure that you trim them before you add them. I have a website for you. It's called TinyPNG. You can go and look for it. And this website will enable you to compress your images, make them smaller in size. So for instance, let's upload an image that I have on my computer. I'm going to go for this particular image over here. Now the initial size is 481 kilobytes. And after optimization, the size now is 148. Now if I download this, it's going to be 3 times less in size than the first one, okay? And so what this will do is if I add this image instead of the other image, which is this one, this is going to optimize the file size, all right? So this is 470. If I add the other one, it's going to make my website a lot slower. So go ahead, delete this one here. And instead of that, upload the new one, right? So click here, add new, and make sure to go to the post where you're supposed to add the image, because we have deleted it from the post that we've been working on. Make sure to also give it an alt text. So by clicking here, giving it Bitcoin. And you can see over here that now it is from 470 to 145, okay? And it still looks not really so much different, right? It looks beautiful, okay? So it looks great. And it is optimized in size. So point here is optimize your images before adding them. Second thing is, do not add videos, right? Do not add videos from your own computer. Do not host videos on your own website, because that's going to make your website a lot slower, right? So what you need to make sure of is you need to go, if you're going to add a video, make sure that you embed a video from YouTube instead, just like I did in the examples, right? I've shown you how to embed videos, how to embed a tweet. That's what you should be doing. You should be embedding videos that are hosted on YouTube, because YouTube is a far bigger company than you. So they can take videos being stored. They have big servers. And so for you, you don't. You have to make sure that you do these little optimizations. That's the first thing. Second thing is, don't just add a bunch of pages that you don't need. So only keep pages that you need. A lot of people have 3 different contact pages, and they're only working with one. So make sure that you keep only the pages that you work with and only the posts that you work with. Now over here, if I scroll down, if I go to appearance, click on themes, make sure that you remove all of the themes that are not active. Now here, the active theme is Jnews, but 2021 is not active. We're not using it. We're never going to use it, right? So click on delete, remove that, and this way you have optimized your website for speed. Plugins as well. The same rule applies for plugins. The same rule that applies for themes applies for plugins. So here, make sure that all the plugins that are here are used. If there is any plugin that you're not using, go ahead and delete it because it's just taking space on your website. Now, if I go now to plugins, I want you to install what we call a caching plugin, okay? A caching plugin will enable you to speed up your website. Now, the caching plugin that I use for choice is WP Fastest Cache. And you can use Lightspeed Cache. You can use different other plugins. If you want to take it to the next level, there's a paid plugin known as WP Rocket, and that will make it a lot easier for you. Now, once you install WP Fastest Cache, there's just one little thing we're going to do is we're going to enable the caching. So let me just click here, make sure that this is activated. And so I'm going to go to the plugins here. Now you can either access WP Fastest Cache from settings here, or from here, or from here. Now, if I click on settings, let's set this up. I'm going to enable the caching system. Now for the rest of the stuff, I'm not so much a fan of. Click on submit. And by the way, there is a free and a pro version of WP Fastest Cache, just so you know. So if you want to use image optimization, you're going to have to use the premium version. And like I said, you don't need to use the image optimization feature because you can use tiny PNG. And anytime you want to upload an image, make sure that you just take or remove size from it, make it smaller in size, and upload it. Now you can connect Cloudflare to WP Fastest Cache by clicking on here. And of course, you have to log into your Cloudflare account. And there are a lot of videos out there that are going to teach you how to get the API key of your Cloudflare account. It's not that difficult. And once your Cloudflare is connected to WP Fastest Cache, this is also going to make your website faster, okay? Now, this is all for how to speed up your website. Remember that website speed is of extreme importance. And that's all I got to say. Thank you very much for watching up until now. Go ahead and have fun. And like I said, do not apply for Google AdSense unless you have anywhere from 30 to 40 blog posts and unless you have some traffic, right? You need to have some decent traffic before you can go ahead and apply. Otherwise, they will just reject your application and you would probably feel disheartened by it, and I don't want you to. So thank you very much for following up until now. Please let me know what new content you want me to keep uploading, and see you later in the next couple of videos.